Hey guys, what's up? It's Bronto75 here and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm doing a one-shot video on a game where I would either play it in its entirety or would continue on playing up until I decide to reach a stopping point. And for today's one-shot video, I am covering Sonic Unleashed, the version that's on the PlayStation 2 and Nintendo Wii, as I had just recently finished my Sonic Unleashed recompiled playthrough, which was on PC, though it was unofficial as Sega had, for some reason Sega never re-released this game on PC or on modern consoles despite its age, as it came out 17 years ago back in 2008. And that was based on the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 versions of the game. So yeah, so feel free to check out my playthrough, my live playthrough on that, as I just finished it a week ago. But yeah, so for today's video, we're going to be tackling the PlayStation 2 and Wii version of the game. I'm actually playing the Wii version, as this is the version that's often the most talked about of the two SD versions. But I primarily grew up with the PlayStation 2 version of this game back in 2009, a year after this game came out, and that was the first version of this game that I played. And I never got to play the other versions, or technically I never got to play the Xbox 360 version until 2018, when the game was nearing its 10th anniversary. And the first time I got to play the Wii version actually was around 2014 or 2015, I think. But yeah, and upon playing it, I can definitely see that it does have a lot of improvements. So I am going to use my Wii pointer here. But yeah, so I am playing this with the Wiimote and nunchuck, as this game was clearly designed for the Wiimote and nunchuck controls, as yeah, it's got this Wii pointer, but yeah, they also give it the option to use the classic controller and the Nintendo GameCube controller. The reason I'm not using any of these controllers is because the button mapping for the Warhawk is very inconsequential, so I will be getting to that once we get to that part of the game, as well as my full opinion on the Warhawk on the PS2 and Wii versions. But yeah, I am on the screen because we've already seen that opening cutscene over 20,000 times at this point. But anyways, let's go on and get started. And I must say though, this version of the game has a better title screen than the HD version, so I will give it that. But yeah, the last time I played the Wii version of this game was back in 2022. Oh yeah, by the way, I am playing this off my Wii U, so that's the prime reason as to why I'm using the Wiimote and nunchuck. But yeah, I do have a regular Wii, but I just primarily use that for GameCube games and games that allow GameCube controllers. But in the case of this game, I never played this with the GameCube controller for the reasons that I just mentioned. But yeah, I will get into that. Once we reach the Warhawk stuff. But yeah, I'm gonna start a new file here. But yeah, it's my first time recording this off the Wii U, so I'm not used to having to use the Wiimote to point to stuff. Anyways, we're gonna use my me right here. Braun himself. Alrighty, and let's go on and get started here. Come on. There we go. Alrighty, let's do this thing. Alright, so already onto one of my least favorite parts about this version of Unleashed. For whatever reason, you cannot skip cutscenes on your first playthrough. I don't know why they did it like this, but it just gets really annoying, like doing repeat playthroughs and that you have to sit through these cutscenes every time, with no option to skip them whatsoever. This is one of several things that the HD version has over the PS2/Wii version. Because in that version, they allow you to skip cutscenes even on a first-time playthrough, but on this one, you have to sit through them on every playthrough. So yeah, kind of a poor design choice. But yeah, I already did a playthrough of the unofficial PC port of this game. So yeah, like I said, feel free to check out my playthrough. I'll put it on the card on the top right of the screen. But yeah. And unfortunately, I forgot to mention this when I did my playthrough of Unleashed Recompiled. And But yeah, you can. They actually give you the option to switch the audio dialogue between the Japanese and English versions. Unfortunately, that's also not in this version either. So what the heck, Sonic Team or Dimps or whoever? Because I do know that Dimps is part. I do know that Dimps was part in taking development for this game. I think it's just mostly the day stages. Sonic Team still took part in developing the nighttime stages. But yeah. Yeah, I've already given my full opinions on, you know, this game's reputation, why I love it, and why I love the Werehog, why I like Chip as a character, all that stuff. So yeah, we already know this game's story and everything. But yeah, But yeah, this is gonna be the only cutscene that you're gonna be. This is gonna be the only cutscene. Oh, by the way, fourth wall break right there. Sonic asking us if he fell on Chip. But yeah, this is gonna be the only cutscene that you'll see in this video. All the others, I'm gonna be editing them out, because we've already seen. Because to those who have seen my live stream playthrough on the PC version, which was based on the Xbox and PS3 versions, you've already seen them. So we're not seeing it again in this video. Yeah, I really hate that you can't skip this, but yeah. But yeah, this is a one-shot video, so I don't know how long this will be, but yeah, I'll pretty much go through everything as I can. So, and considering that I'm gonna be editing out these cutscenes, hopefully it should be a lot shorter than the actual recording session. Anyways, because the sun has rised up, Sonic has switched back to his base form, and somehow he gained the ability to regenerate his gloves. Yeah, it's yet another video game logic that makes no sense. But anyways, alright, so this is not in the HD version, so this is already a lot different. Huh? You're blue and spiky. You're all different, Sonic. Sometimes you're scary, and sometimes you're spiky. How cool is that? Alright then, let's go. This is gonna be fun. Adventure? Here we come, get it? He said adventure. Because again, I did say this in the last few parts of my livestream playthrough, but Sonic Team had intended this game to be a Sonic Adventure 3 before they decided to make it more focused on Sonic. But yeah. Let's try to remember actions as we search the town. Let's do this thing. Here we go. So yeah, I'm playing with the Wiimote and Nunchuck, so. Because it is very obvious that they designed the Wii version with this control method in mind. Anyways, we got a tutorial stage, which was also not in the HD version.
You can press the A button to jump.
Ready, so this is a lot like the tutorial stage in Sonic Heroes, which was called Seagate. Now, this game's tutorial missions have the same problems as that stage from that game, as Chip will constantly interrupt you to tell you the controls for these certain abilities and moves. So yeah, that's going to be happening a lot throughout this video, so I do not look forward to it. Alright, so this time we're going to use the Sonic Drift, not to be mistaken by the Game Gear game.
If you press the Z button while
Okay, so I think this is one of the only times this is one of the only times where the game doesn't freeze to force you to listen to Chip. So yeah. So right there, he just told us to press the Z button to slide. Man, I've only ever played this with the Wiimote and Nunchucks, so I don't remember the exact controls with the classic or GameCube controllers. I do know on the PS2 version you use the square button to slide. Yeah, you use the square button to drift and slide. So yeah. Alright, so we're about to do the homing attack here. Oop.
If you're jumping and see a lock-on cursor on an enemy, you can do a homing attack.
Yep.
Shake the Wii remote to tackle an enemy.
Okay, so this is kind of one of the weirdest choices that they made. For some reason, you don't press the A button to homing attack, but you have to shake the Wii remote. So it's weird. I don't know why. I'm not sure why they thought it was a good idea, because considering that even Sonic in the Secret Action, though, you do with the Wii remote to use the homing attack, but considering how in the other games like Sonic Colors, I think you just push a button to do the homing attack, so it's really weird.
Yeah. What a show. I like to call it an action chain. You'll probably need to do action chains in the future, so don't forget about them, okay?
Thanks for the heads up, Chip. Alrighty, so that's the end of that mission there. Alrighty, and so this right here, so whenever you beat a stage, like every time you beat a stage and mission in this game, you get rewarded with a sun or moon medal, depending on which how do I phrase this? After you beat a stage or mission, you earn a medal, depending on which version of a stage it is. And yeah, a lot of people in the Sonic community consider this as an improvement over the HD version, where in that one the sun and moon medals are collectibles that you have to collect in the levels. Now, for the Werehog, it's not really that big. It's not really that big an issue, considering that you know, he's slower, and it's much more easier to navigate around certain tight spaces and sections to grab the medals, especially when they're placed in very obscure places. But in the daytime levels in that version, because you're always boosting and homing attacking and grinding on rails and stuff, you can easily miss a medal. So it pretty much has the same problem as Sonic Advance 2 does, because in that game, the only way to have access to the special stages is if you collect these special rings. But because you're going super fast, because you're going super fast in that game, there's a chance you're gonna miss at least one. So yeah, I'm not really sure why they decided to do that. So yeah, I'm not really sure why they decided to incorporate that. You know, a very similar design choice for the HD version of this game. So I can't agree with many that this is definitely I can't agree with many that the PS2 and Wii versions of this game handle this mechanic so much better than the HD version. So where in this one, you're actually awarded with them after beating the stages and missions. Yeah, I have played through the Wii version a couple of times, though I don't play it as often as the PS2 version, because I am pretty biased towards the PS2 version, and that's the version that I'd always play. There we go. That's the version that I'd always play more times than the Wii version. Because at least in that one, they don't force you to use motion control. So, yeah, I am pretty biased towards it, as that was the first version of this game that I played in. And playing the Wii version, you know, seeing as how it's the exact same game as the PS2 version, I will admit that it does have better graphics, better character models, and even the load times are faster. Yeah, I have seen many criticize the PS2 version for having longer load times in addition to the memory card saving screens. To be honest though, it doesn't really bother me, because even the PS2 version's load times are shorter than Sonic 06. So yeah, here we go. Onto our first stage right here. So we are homing attacking all over. We are homing attacking and boosting, all that stuff. But yeah, this is a lot different. This is a lot different from the Xbox 360 and PS3 versions. And I will say this about the PS2 and Wii version. I will say that some of the stage graphics do look better than the HD one, especially in the Werehog stages. But one thing that I don't like about this version is that I think it's because they designed this around the remote and nunchuck. Sonic can only boost for about, I think, 2 seconds, and unlike in the HD version where the longer the boost button is held, he'll continue on boosting. But yeah. Anyway, there's a cutscene, so I will skip this one. Oh, never mind. I forgot about these. But yeah, there's this next cutscene that's about to play where Sonic nicknames this creature Chip. So yeah, that will be skipped. So we'll be back after it's done. Alrighty, so here we are on this what this game thinks is a hub world. So yeah, there's no okay. What am I kidding? This is not actually a hub world. It's just more of a menu screen. But yeah, this is another one of my least favorite parts about the PS2 and Wii version of this game. You have to speak to every NPC in order to progress through the game. This is one of the dumbest design choices that they ever made, or not really dumb on concept, but very poorly executed. Because in the HD version, you don't even have to speak to most of these NPCs. In fact, speaking to the NPCs are optional. Speaking to most NPCs are optional. Like you can just go straight to the Gaia Gate. There's only 2 instances where it is mandatory, such as the one in Chunan and in Missouri. The former in which you have to speak to another NPC character in order to have access to the entrance stage, and the other where you have to speak, the other in Spagonia, actually. I don't know why I said Missouri, but the other in Spagonia where you have to speak to multiple NPCs just to find out about where Professor Pickle is captured. But other than that, it's entirely optional in that version. But in this version, they made this mandatory. And what's worse about this is that you have to do this every playthrough. So yeah, I'm not a big fan of this design choice. Like this only exists just to pad out playtime. And I really don't understand why so many people prefer this to the HD's hubs. Like the HD's hubs are not even that big a deal. Like they're small. Like they're much more smaller than the ones from Sonic 06. And they're not really that. It's not really that easy to get lost in. You know, it's not really that deep. So I don't really understand it. Like here, this just exists just to pad up. This just exists just to pad up playtime, because you're just literally just speaking to cardboard cutouts just to get sun and moon tablets, and occasionally tablet fragments. So yeah, it's weird. Yeah, so Chip right there just gave us a sun tablet. I think that's the only time he does that in this game. But here we go. So another thing that we never see in the HD version is the Gaia Gate.
This place is kinda spooky, huh, Sonic? If it was just me, I'd be too scared to go in.
Yeah, I feel your pain, dude. I'll admit though, when I first played this as a kid on the PS2 version, I do actually agree with what Chip said. But yeah, looks pretty scary. Looks pretty scary here, all things considered. Alright, so the only time this game uses these sun and moon medals are these extra doors. So Chip says we need 14 total sun medals and 14 total moon medals. And yes, these are required for 100%ing the game. And I should note, or I should reveal actually, that I have 100% of this game on the PS2 version back in 2013, 12 years ago. And I still have my 100% completed save file from all those years ago. Never lost it. So yep, it's another reason why the PS2 is the best-selling console ever made. So yeah, I'm proud to say I'm honestly happy that was my first ever video game console. Anyways, we're not gonna keep wasting enough time around here, so we do need to.
That door's glowing, Sonic. Maybe that means it'll open now. Let's go see.
Yep. I see that, Chip. So yeah, we do need to open up this door right here with the push of the B button. First glimpse of Chip's powers right there. But we won't be seeing that we won't be seeing much more of that until the very end of the game. So yeah, so view my live stream playthrough on Sonic Unleashed Recompiled for more details. So anyways, we're on Windmill Isle Act 2. So this stage has 2 mandatory acts, just like the HD version. Good stuff. Right, here we go. You don't hear that a lot in the HD version. The only time you do is if he pushes that one block and out of that. Woo! Okay, he still says woo in this version. That's great. But you have to shake the Wii remote to boost, which is kind of weird. I kind of preferred it if it was on the A button or something. But yeah. yeah. But yeah, as I said earlier, so unlike on the HD version where he can boost almost infinitely as long as the button is held down. In this version, he can only boost for about 2 seconds, I think. So yeah, I feel like the reason for that is because they designed this around the Wiimote and Nunchuck. And then they put in the classic controller, the GameCube controller, and ported it to PS2. I think that's how they did it, but it is very clearly obvious that they designed this with the motion controls in mind. So, yeah. I don't know if this is entirely true, but if that is the case, then big props to them though. But yeah. So yeah, that's one reason why I decided to play this with the Wiimote and Nunchuck. Ah, dang! I missed that item right there. Okay, I'll bring more attention to that later. Yeah, this game isn't that half bad with the Wiimote and Nunchuck controls. Okay, we got another one. This game isn't that bad with the Wiimote and Nunchuck controls. So yeah. But yeah, I would play the PS2 version, but the Wii version is often the one that's oh, okay, I thought this was on me, but the Wii version is often the one that everyone always mentions whenever they're talking about the SD version. And sometimes they would call this version Unleashed, which admittedly is pretty funny. But yeah, I don't really call it that because this game is also on PS2, but unfortunately not many people are aware of that. Because the PS2, despite being the best-selling console of all time, has the worst ports of Sonic games. That especially goes to Sonic Heroes and Shadow the Hedgehog and maybe even Sonic Mega Collection, as even that version has some issues. Yeah. That's why at this point in time, it is best recommended to get these games on the GameCube, Wii, or Xbox. Okay. But anyways, we got this Interceptor bot right here that is harassing us right now. This guy did not show up on the HD version. The first time he shows up is in Dragon Road in the HD version. The first time he shows up in the HD version is Dragon Road. So yeah, it's kind of funny how he shows up here early on in the game. Yeah, there we go. He's out of here. And I love how he just beats himself up. That's hilarious. Yeah, and I feel like Sonic is a lot slower in this version than the HD one. Like even while he's boosting, because I've just now noticed that. Alrighty, that's the end of Windmill Isle Act 2. Bro gave us a thumbs up. Yeah, so yeah, this version. So yeah, the only thing that's different about this version are that the levels are completely redesigned. It's got new character models. It's got new ways to progress through the game, as you're rewarded with medals instead of collecting them in the stages. So yeah, big improve. So yeah, I can agree with many that these are better. I will agree with many people that the PS2 and Wii versions of this game handled the Sun and Moon medal requirements better than the HD version. So yeah, because this is something that a lot of people criticize the HD version about, and I can sort of agree. But if you're skilled at that game like I am, and if you know where all the medal placements are, it's not that bad. But then again, people have opinions and just want to use them as excuses to discredit the game. So they wanted to use it as weak excuses to discredit the game, the HD version specifically. Yeah. Anyways, moving on. Oh, okay. I forgot about this. Okay, I'll just use the D-pad. It's really hard to use the Wii pointer, especially if I'm in the position where I'm sitting in. Alrighty, so here we have to collect 100 rings. Here we go. Oh shoot. I love how he trips briefly if you're out of boost energy. That doesn't happen in the HD version. Another funny thing about this version that can happen is that if Sonic boosts into a wall, he becomes flat. I might show that in this video, but it's actually really hilarious. Like that is also not in the HD version as well. Okay, nice. I don't know if that's random. I don't even know if that's random. But there we go. Mission clear. Oh, wow. I love how the water is still animated even after beating the mission. That's a pretty cool detail. You don't see that in the PS2 version. Anyways, obtain a tablet fragment adorned with a red jewel. Interesting. Alrighty, so that's the end of that. Alright, so the cutscene that I just edited out was the one where Sonic transforms into his Werehog form. And the reason this happens is because in the opening cutscene, where after Eggman pretends to be defeated by Sonic, he manages to trap him in that electromagnetic field, manages to drain the super form out of him, and then fires the energy laser cannon, whatever that was called, I forget. But yeah, so he uses that to split the Earth into 7 pieces and awaken Dark Gaia, who is the main antagonist of this game, but you won't be seeing him until the very end. Anyway, so we're on to the Werehog stuff right now, and again, you have to go through all of this just to progress through the game. So yeah, wow, okay, that's the same exact quote that he said in the HD version. Alright, so go to Bell Square. Wow, this one's the same too. Hey Pilgrim, what's the matter? You alright? You look shorter and stouter than before. Did you eat something funny? Kind of. Yeah, I did the same thing in my live stream playthrough, but yeah. But yeah, you have to speak to all of these guys just to progress through the game. I really hate that this is mandatory. In the HD version, you can just go straight to the Gaia Gate. You don't have to speak to anybody here. But unfortunately, for the PS2 and Wii versions, they give you the middle finger and force you to speak to everybody just to progress. Especially in cases like this, you don't. Or actually, no. Okay, you do need to collect the. You do need to collect the moon tablet still, but again, these just exist just to pad out playtime. Like, I don't understand why they're here. Like, again, I don't understand why everybody prefers this to the HD version. It's just nothing but padding. It's really just nothing but padding. Like, this is not even that interesting in the slightest. Goodness. But anyways, that NPC right there just told us where Tails is. But once again, that's completely optional in the HD version. But here it's mandatory. Alright, and Sonic suddenly transformed back into his base form. I wonder how.
Huh? Hey, you're back to Nice Guy Sonic again.
Nice guy Sonic.
This light's so warm. It kind of feels like the afternoon sun.
Oh, okay. I guess that makes sense.
Do you think your transforming's got something to do with the sun, Sonic? I don't know.
Did you not hear what he said in that cutscene, dude? He literally just said, if the sun goes down, I turn into this? I think that should answer your question, Chip. Anyways.
That door's glowing, Sonic.
Yes, thanks, Chip, we know. Sorry to cut you off, but that's literally the same thing you said last time. Alright, so open this bad boy up. And why is it? Oh! Okay.
You're looking all scary again. Don't you get tired of switching all the time?
I'm pretty sure he does at this point, yeah. But Sonic doesn't really seem too bothered by it. In fact, he actually gets used to it later on in the game. But here we go. So of course, just like the HD version, we are forced to play as the Werehog, and now I hate to say this, but
A button to jump, then press the A button again in the air, you'll do a double jump.
I hate to say this, but I am not a fan of the Werehog in the PS2 and Wii versions because for many reasons. For one, he is very slippery when he dashes.
Control stick rapidly in the same direction twice to do a dash.
And not only that, you have to do that in order to get him to move faster, in which Chip referred to as the dash. Now he goes faster, but at the same time,
you'll travel a lot farther than a normal jump will take you.
Yeah, that's literally no different from how it worked in the HD version. But when he dashes, he is very slippery, and it's very hard to maintain control. In the HD version, it felt Like, it felt super polished, like it was perfect. But here, oh my god, I don't know how they messed that up. He's so slippery. Like, even more than in Sonic Heroes and maybe even Shadow the Hedgehog. Like, I don't even know how they messed it up so badly. So yeah, anyways, also like the HD version, we get to check the Werehog skill move. So the first one that we have is the Werehammer. Even though it's a completely different attack in this game. This emergency evasion tactic will push back any foe it connects with. Swing both arms. Okay, so in the HD version, the Werehammer has him doing either a 4-hit or 5-hit combo with the triangle button. But in this one, now I know in the PS2 version you press the triangle button to get off this move. And in the Wii version you swing both arms. And it has Sonic jumping up in the air and slamming his hands onto the ground. So yeah, not that impressive. Anyways.
If a ledge looks climbable, try stretching out your arms and grabbing it.
You're not even gonna tell me what button to press, dude? Okay. Guess we gotta figure this out on our own. Alright, so the only way to reach this ledge is if you grab it. Okay, so you grab stuff by holding the B button.
You should be able to reach that horizontal.
And another reason why I don't like the Werehog in this version is because he no longer curls into a ball after grabbing after grabbing ledges as well as other objects. Because in the HD version, where there's a cool strat that you can do, to where if you hold the jump button, where like if you hold the jump button after grabbing onto ledges and other objects, Sonic will actually curl into a ball, and that's very useful. That's very useful for getting across the tightrope sections and other miscellaneous stuff. Miscellaneous. Okay, I'm butchering that word, but what I meant to say is that's very useful for quickly getting across the tightrope sections and others in the stages in that version. That's not in this version either. So like, what gives? Oh boy, and don't even get me started on the combats, cause oh god, this game's combat sucks ass. And yep, here it is right here.
Alternate the Wii remote and nunchuck swings to attack. That's a lot of bad guys, Sonic. You're gonna have to take them down.
So yep, just like in the HD version, there are a lot of bad guys that we do need to fight in order to progress. So because I'm using the Wii One and nunchuck controls, I have to shake the Wii remote for the right punch and the nunchuck for the left punch. Alternate the Wii remote and nunchuck shades to yield a 3-hit combo. Using triple attacks, defeat all enemies in the area. So yeah, the combat in this game, it sucks. Like it is very bad. And even if you're using a controller, it is still not that fun. Because for some reason they got rid of most of the Werehog's moves from the HD version. Like for some reason there's no spinning needle attack, there's no shooting star combo, there's no vertical Werehammer, which was the ground pound in that version. You don't get rear wheel rush, you don't get the show clockin or the show hockin. There's no aerial pyro driver, which was the command grab in that version. All of that is gone in this game. Like, what the heck, man? And hell, he doesn't even get any new air attack moves in this game either. It's just like the same attacks every time. Now you do get some special moves, but there's only like fewer. There are only fewer ones in this game compared to the HD version. Like, why did they do this, man?
Grabbed a box or enemy, swing the Wii remote to throw it.
Alright, so yes. So this is the fourth mission. I already lost count. Here we go. Oh wow, okay, so another thing that's changed. Wow, you actually blocked that? Okay. Yeah. So just like in the HD version, we can throw boxes at the enemies. Now, there's no reticle that appears on them, but Sonic will still aim in their direction, so it definitely works, but I still kind of wish that was kept in. Alrighty, nice. Yeah, the throwing in this game is still a little different, but thankfully not as much as the others. You know, like the platforming and the combat. Alrighty. Anyway, next tutorial mission. And this one is the Hammer move, right? Yeah, it is. More beat 'em up, master the special attack.
If you swing the Wii remote and nunchuck at the same time, you'll do a super duper special move.
Are you sure about that? It doesn't seem super duper special to me. Yeah, that is not. Yeah, the HD version of this game had way better moves than that. That looks so lame. Wow. Yeah, define your definition of the super duper special move, Chip. Come on, the HD version had actual super duper special moves like the missile punch, the spinning needle attack, the ground pound, the command grab, the shooting star combo, the Shoryuken moves, especially the one where you especially one where you pull down on the analog stick and press the triangle button, which is useful for countering the enemy's attacks. Again, all of that is gone in this game. The combat just feels so bare bones in the PS2 and Wii versions. Like, example, if you were to play the PS2 version, you just mash the square button a couple of times. Other times you mash the I was about to say triangle. Other times you mash the circle button, and then you occasionally tap the triangle button for a special move. I can't believe as a kid I used to think fighting enemies in this game was actually fun, but now as an adult, I realize how bare bones it is. Like, it's pretty much just as boring. It's just as egregious as Dragon Ball Z Saga's combat, where that game also had similar issues, where it's just like the same buttons and occasionally doing a different move. Like, even some of the Spider-Man games I played have way better combat than this game does. Like, how's that even possible?
We've got to open it up if we want to get past.
Alright, so we gotta lift up this door right here. Wow, and he no longer grunts as he lifts it up. That is a sin. And I especially hate how the dash works in this game, where you have to double tap on the analog stick just to dash. That is very different from the HD version, where you can just hold L2 and R2 to dash. Now, even the PS2 version even had the L2 and R2 buttons, but it never uses those buttons. Come on, Sonic Team. Right, anyways, we got those enemies right there. So just like in the HD version, you can grab them. Unfortunately, you cannot use the beatdown move on them because for some reason the beatdown is an unlockable move in this game, whereas in the HD version it's unlocked right out the bat. Because you do it by grabbing them and then mashing the circle button.
Looks like there could be more around here too.
So, yeah, a lot of things that they change. A lot of unnecessary changes for this version. But anyways, so we just grabbed that floating object right there, and there are a total of 3 that we need to collect in order to progress. And not even Chip knows what that is, so yeah, I'm just gonna assume that they're keys. Alright, so the game. Okay, so for some reason the game never actually tells you this. There's not even a mission dedicated to this. There's not even a mission dedicated to it. But you can press the Z button to guard, and also like in the HD version, the Werehog does have a dodge roll move, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but somehow the dodge roll in this version is actually much more faster, and way more, and somehow even more useful, I think, than in the HD version. I mean, the HD version's dodge roll was still useful, but you just have to do it with the proper timing to avoid getting hit. But I think in this version he gains invincibility frames, if I'm not mistaken. Like, not only does he go fast, but he also gains invincibility frames when performed. yeah, it's pretty helpful. So I think it's much better than actually guarding. Yeah, it's much more. Yeah, it's slightly more faster. Alrighty. That's probably one of the only positive. That's probably one of the only positives I'll give to this version of the Werehog. Alright, bam. Yeah, you can't grab and through these guys. But another thing that they removed in this version is the ability to bash their faces against each other, which is one of the more funny, which was one of the more funnier things about the HD version. But yeah, this is the complete opposite. Like, all of this is the complete opposite of the HD version, where the Werehog was actually a lot of fun. Like, I just loved, like after playing Recompiled on PC, and that the game runs at a now runs at 60 frames, and now the controls are more responsive than they ever were than on the original Xbox 360. I've grown to liking the Werehog stages in that version a lot more than I initially did when I played that back in 2018 when the game was nearing its 10th anniversary. Like, I used to hate Iron Sands Night because of those annoying fire wizards, but then once I learned to strat to instantly kill them by using other enemies, that stage is not as bad as everyone made it out to be. So because of that, there was not one Werehog stage that I disliked in the HD version, as I actually enjoyed all of them, including the DLC stages. And yet there's like many people who just tend to who still tend to criticize his gameplay. Like, if we're talking about this version, I can kind of agree that he sucks. But for the HD version, nope, it's the opposite. The Werehog is actually a lot of fun to play with in that game. Because as I said before, there's like a lot of cool moves that you can pull off, and there's like a lot of cool moves that you can do, like the spinning needle attack, the missile punch, the shooting star combo, and the tricky tornado uppercut, as well as the aerial power driver, which is the command grab move by pushing the circle button after performing combos, and especially the ground pound move, which is called the vertical werehammer, or vertical wild whirl, whatever it was, I forget. But again, they're not in this game for some reason. But yeah, I love using those moves, and not only that, but you can also use that to your advantage to score in a lot of combos and essentially perform Dragon Ball FighterZ levels of TOD combos to get instant kills on those enemies. And that's something that I did in my livestream playthrough as well. And not only that, but even the platforming is a lot of fun to do, because a lot of people still don't know that in the HD version of the stage, Windmill Isle, at the tightrope section, you can actually do the ledge grab trick by holding the circle button and then immediately pressing the X button to make Sonic curl into a ball. And doing that saves much more time than just walking on them. Like, it's reasons like that as to why I love the Werehogs. I love the Werehogs so much in the HD version. In fact, I even said in my streams that I prefer him so. I even prefer his gameplay to his base form version stages. But in this version, it's the complete opposite. I think the Werehog is not that great. Anyways, more on that later. So we got another new move, which also looks pretty bland. Pierce any defense with this technique. Hit foes just right, and you can dizzy them. So for some reason, they called this the Wereclaw. Now, the HD version of this game had a way better move than this, and it even functions better too. And are we getting a new? Okay, we just need 80 more. We just need 80 more points. Yeah, you unlock new moves in this game by collecting the Dark Gaia Force, which are attained after beating his minions, obviously. Yeah. Alright, come on, Wiimote. There we go. But yeah, you will be. But yeah, I will discuss it once. Actually, probably right now. Anyways, this is Act 2, Moon-Soaked Allies. The first act, by the way, I forgot to bring it up, was called Moonlit Town.
Let's look around and see if there's some kind of switch.
Alright, I see the switch behind these plants right here. Yep, it was that easy. But yeah, first use of this move, and there are times where I'm gonna accidentally perform the Were Claw a lot, especially without meaning to. But yeah, as I said, the HD version of this game had a way better move than this. To where in that one, it was called the Were Rush, and that's it. That's also an underrated move in that version of the game, where on hits it will send enemies flying, and then you can also it's also pretty good at stunning them as well, especially the shielded egg fighters. And then you can just use them. You can just you can just pick them up and either use the circle move or the square move or the triangle move, where you would spin them around, which is also not in this game, not in this version. But
Sonic, I think if you dashed here, you'd be able to jump this distance.
you already told me this, Chip. Do you not remember? Do you seriously not remember in the first mission? I don't know why he has to tell us this twice. Anyway, some more baddies here. Oh yeah, and unfortunately, so I forgot to bring it up, but yeah, each time enemies appear, the Werehog, this battle theme would always play. So this is why I turned this off during my Sonic Unleashed Recompiled playthrough, because like the theme isn't bad per se. In fact, it's actually one of the best in the game. But I'm not a fan of how it's used in the levels, because again, each time a group of enemies appear, this theme, the Werehog battle theme, would always play, and it just starts to get very tired. It just starts to get very monotonous each time it plays. So yeah, so unfortunately, we're gonna be hearing it a lot in this version, as there's no option to turn this off, like in the original Xbox 360 and PS3 versions. So yeah, it sucks.
What do you think that is, Sonic? Try grabbing it.
Oh, this thing from the HD version as well. Okay, let me grab this spring. Yeah, if you want to S rank these stages, you have to. If you want to S rank these stages, you have to beat them in a faster clear time, and then grab every single ring that you can find, as well as a bunch of Dark Gaia Force. Also, this is really weird. Okay, so for some reason in this game, alright, let's
I think you can move sideways.
I know, Chip. Can you stop interrupting me, please? But it's really weird how in this game, when he grabs onto those knob-like things, or whatever they're called, for some reason when he lets go of them, he twirls around like a boomerang. He doesn't do that in the HD version. Like, that's such a strange animation. I don't even know why that's in the game. Whoa! Okay, I've never done that before. Dang, he actually managed to reach that right there, even though I was clearly out of its range. That was weird. I've never seen that before. It would have been much more cooler if he could. It would have been much more cooler if he curled into a ball upon reaching the ledge. God dang it, Sonic Team! Why would you remove so many of the useful features from the HD version in this game? Just why? Yeah. Man, this version also lacks finishers, because you know how in the HD version where you would press the circle button to activate finishers when enemies are low on health. That is also removed in this game. Yeah, that's wonderful. Yeah, I love the Werehog in the HD version. He's a lot of fun to use, and I've always preferred his stages to his base form stages. And this game is the complete opposite, as I actually like the day stages more than these stages. Now the day stages in Unleashed still have issues, but they are most definitely better than the HD version stages. Although there are probably some of these stages in the HD version that I still prefer to this one, but yeah, maybe it's just in terms of control though. But yeah. because both the HD and the PS2/Wii versions of the game do have their fair share of issues. Alright, so for some reason, when grabbing onto these poles, you have to shake the Wiimote and nunchuck in order to have him climb up instead of just holding up or down on the analog stick. So probably excuse for the devs to have players take advantage of the motion control scheme.
I see a lever. Let's see what it does.
Thanks, Ship. I already know. Let me grab these right here. Man, I still love this game's soundtrack. It's literally one of the best in the game. So I'm glad this remains unchanged. I pull the lever. So in this version, you just have to hold the button to move it, unlike in the HD version where you have to hold the circle button. And here we go, this stupid theme again. This is going to keep playing every time the enemies appear. Jeez. I'm so glad the unofficial PC port gives us the option to turn off this theme. Oh, you can't grab the B enemies in this game. Come on. Why did they change so much of this? My attacks are barely hidden. Huh. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Huh. Oh yeah. Huh. Huh. Oh yeah. Unfortunately, you don't hear a lot of the Werehog's grunts or even voice clips in this version either. Because another reason why I love playing through his stages are just his grunts, where sometimes he would go ugh when he does moves like the double axle combo and the flying double punch crush move. You don't hear that in this version either. Jeez. Like even when revisiting this game on the PS2 version, where they don't force you to use motion controls, it's still very bland and bare bones. Like just as much, like it's pretty much just as bland as Dragon Ball Z Saga's combat. So yeah.
We should take this one nice and slow. Don't want to slip and fall.
Alright, so unfortunately the ledge grab trick does not exist in this port, so unfortunately we will have to do what Chip said, take it nice and slow. I wonder if somebody has modded this version stages into Unleashed Recompiled, because honestly, it honestly would be so cool to go through these levels with the Werehog from the HD version, who has better moves, better platforming skills, all that stuff. Like all of them are so much better than what this version was going for. Like if anybody knows if there's an actual mod to that, please tell me in the comment section, because I low-key wanna try that out so bad. Alright, so we got combo level up. Dark Gaia's power gathers around Sonic. Sonic can now chain together more attacks. Good stuff. Alrighty. I've been recording for an hour, okay, so I got plenty of time here. Alright, so Secret Illustration 64, Secret Illustration 66. And another new mission. That's not going to be showcased in this video. What I am going to showcase in this video is my 100% save file from the PS2 version. Alrighty, last act, Act 3, which is called Hill Beneath Starry Skies. I think that's what it said. Didn't give me enough time to read that there. But yeah, a lot of people tend to I notice how many people tend to defend this version of the Werehog by saying that he has these shorter stages. I guess because one of the things that people criticize the HD Werehog about are the fact that the stages in that version are very long. However, if you play the hot dog missions and try to perform speedrunning techniques and stuff, you'll actually find that the Werehog stages in that version can actually be beaten in under 10 minutes. Hell, there's even people who managed to beat Eggman Land in about about less than 20 minutes, I think. So yeah. Again, I don't understand why the Warhog gets so much hate sometimes, or specifically the HD Warhog. If we're talking about Unleashed Warhog, then if we're talking about Unleashed Warhog, then I can't agree. But if it's the HD version you're talking about, yeah, I have to disagree with you guys. The Warhog in that game is a lot better than you think he is, and I'll always stand by that hill. That's it's one of the best gameplay styles ever in the Sonic game. Obviously, this form was unnecessary. It didn't need to be in the game. Like, it just didn't need to be there. But that doesn't mean his gameplay is not enjoyable. Like I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I love the Warhog in the HD version of this game. It's so much fun to pull all these. It's so much fun to pull off all these moves and learning new strategies, learning new combo strategies with them, performing TOD combos and all that stuff. All of which that are gone in this game, gone in this version rather. So yeah, they really fumbled the ball on this one. That's why whenever I revisit Unleashed or in my case the PS2 and Wii versions, I only whenever I revisit the story mode, I only ever played the Warhog stages once, or maybe a couple of times if I have to 100% the game. I'm here. There you go. But other than that, I think I just stick to playing the daytime levels, as yeah, the daytime levels are definitely a lot better in this version. So yeah, it's completely the inverse of my stance on both gameplay styles in the HD version. Because again, the HD version had the better Warhog levels, while this version has the better base Sonic levels. So yeah. Yeah. You guys are always free to stand by your own opinions and stuff. Since I know a lot of people are very fond of this version, or specifically the Wii version, since the PS2 version is often ignored for some reason. Because like whenever I hear people talking about each version of Unleashed, and whenever they're referring to the SD version, which is the PS2 and Wii version, I always hear them mentioning just the Wii version. And yeah, I can definitely see why though. So I did say earlier. What? Okay. My rear remote disconnected. Let's. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I had a sick feeling that would happen while I'm recording. My rear remote just randomly disconnecting. I fear it might end up happening more than once. Okay, but what was I already forgot what I was saying. I got distracted by that. Hopefully I'll remember later. Damn. Alright, so destroy the rest of these pots right here. Oh yeah, okay, I remember. So I did say earlier that this game, well, I did say that the Wii version of this game was designed around the motion controls, and apparently, well, not apparently, but they actually did develop this version of Unleashed for the Wii, and they ported it to PS2, similar to how the HD version was developed for the Xbox 360 and ported to the PS3. So it's really interesting. It's still very interesting how even 17 years later, they made two different versions of this game. Now this isn't really now considering that this was 2008, it's kind of this is kind of no different from other games that have done this kind of thing, to where they would always make two different versions of the same game, because even during this point, they made handheld versions of console games, which would either play very similarly, the same, or just different altogether. I think that's been a thing since the 90s, where like the very first Sonic game was on Genesis, but was also on Master System and Game Gear, and both games had completely different levels, different gameplay mechanics, all that stuff. So yeah. So this game doing it is really no different. And Sonic Colors and Sonic Generations and even Lost World 3D and even Lost World would end up following suit as well. Stop blocking, dude. Nice. That's the end of all of them. Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention this, but so you see at the bottom left, not bottom left, you see at the bottom right hand corner of the screen where there's actually a map. I'm not sure why. I don't really know why they added this. You don't really need it since the HD version of this game did not have a map. So, I mean, I guess it's good. I guess it's useful for seeing the enemies on the map who are depicted as the red dots. But other than that, it's not really needed. Or maybe it's used to find items. I think, but you don't really need it. It's not really that easy to get lost in these stages anyway, even on the HD version. Yeah. Anyways, we got a new move, which is the wear wall up. Once again, like the other ones, not that interesting as all the ones that you would see in the HD version. Send baddies skyward, then kick off a combo. This move makes for the perfect opener. Swing both arms after 2 to 3 left or right combos. Yeah, the Werehog only gets how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, the Werehog only gets 6 abilities in this game. Only 6 compared to I think 32 moves on the H. Compared to 32, or no, I don't think it's 32. I really suck at counting, but yeah, he only gets 6 compared to the HD version where he gets maybe 20 or so moves. Yeah. Another reason why I'm not a big fan of Werehog in this version, I don't find his gameplay that fun in comparison to the HD version. Anyways, moving on. So I am skipping this cutscene, so I will be back. Alrighty, so we just met up with Tails, and he is helping us travel to Spagonia, and for the first time on the PS2/Wii version of the game, we have access to the world map. It says, visit Spagonia, your next destination. And we can still use the Wii pointer. Awesome stuff. Alright, so we do need to go to the village as the stages and Gaia gates are currently locked. Alrighty, so let's go on in here. And wow, the graphics for that look so much better on the PS2 version somehow. Anyway, so here we are, and once again, we have to speak to a lot of these people in order to progress in the game. One of my least favorite things about this version. Anyways, do I know a Professor Pickle? I did hear stories of a famous professor living in the area, but that's all I know. Alright, thanks for the information. Alright, it's Main Street. You're looking for some laboratory? Gee, I haven't got a clue. Does my sister know, you ask? She's my friend's sister, not mine. I don't even know what a labo tree is! Now she's reminded me of my niece for some reason. Ready? Back alley. Which will... Okay, I think we've seen... Yeah, okay, this is from the HD version. I actually recognize this. I think this is actually where you would access from the entrance, and then you just go to the right, and then you would just grab on the rail. That's a shot taken from the HD version. Oh, Sonic Team, we're dimps. You actually thought I wouldn't notice. Anyways, here's Professor Pickle's assistant. Busy. Sorry, I can't help you. I'm right in the middle of things. Where's the laboratory? The laboratory? Oh, the lab. Are you looking for the professor? He's vanished into thin air. I'm having a hard time finding him myself. I should explain. First, I'll direct you to the lab. Please go on ahead. How's it that we talked to Mr. Dr. Professor Pickle's assistant more than the HD version? Very weird. But anyways, here is the Pickle Lab. Okay, so this leads to a cutscene, so I might as well just not skip this one, just for the sake of the plot. But yeah, this is the place, Sonic. Professor Pickle's laboratory. The assistant guy said he's vanished. Let's go in and see if he's here. Let's hop on in.
What? Professor?
I won't skip this one since this is integral to the story.
Before the tremors hit, this old man showed up with a whole pack of robots. They carried poor Professor Pickle off, lab data and all.
Also, Jason Griffith is talking to himself.
That sure sounds like Eggman.
What a horrible thing to do. We've got to go help that professor guy out, and fast.
If he got kidnapped that long ago, he's gotta be real hungry by now. And if I was that hungry, I don't know how long I would last. I'd rather be dead.
I said it before and I'll say it again. Sonic Unleashed handled the comedic scenes better than all the games that came after it.
Even he's not that cruel.
Like here, it's actually funny. Like Sonic Unleashed is one of those games, or pretty much anything in fictional media, where it blends in the comedic moments with the serious moments. Like this game somehow handled it way better than the meta era games. This game handled it way better than the 2010s games like Colors, Generations, Lost World Forces, all those games. And in those games, those were just kind of forced, and they were just trying way too hard to be funny. But in the case of this game, and even others before, like 06, Shadow, Adventure 2, even in Sonic Heroes, they were handled so, like, the comedic moments were handled so much better and are actually funny. So yeah. Anyways, why would Eggman kidnap the professor? What's he up to now? That's it. Somehow the professor's research threatens Eggman, and if it does, then his notes will probably give us a clue. Let's see. Here we are, a mysterious hole in Missouri. Act now and think on it later. Time to head to Missouri, Sonic. Wait, so in this version, we just figured it out on our own? We don't have to talk to a bunch of people to figure out where Mr. Dr. Professor Pickles is? Well, that's kind of a strange change. And that was something that I didn't mind in that version either, so... What, they are... It seems that everybody who took part in developing this game cannot make up their minds. Like, what? Or... I don't know. I'm not gonna question it. Anyways, let's head up to Missouri, the second area, or second world in this game. Alright, so let's hop on in. Alright, and yep, it's nighttime here, just like in the HD version. Arrived to Missouri, search for the captured professor. Alright, so the hunter's home. Looks like nobody's here. Let's go back, Sonic. I'm guessing they're sleeping. Yeah, you can see that. Yeah, this shot was taken from the HD version, which you don't even have access to in that same game. I wonder if somebody has looked into the files and found this background, since I've seen plenty of Twitter users do that. So I kind of wonder. Like, this looks really good because it's literally the map of the hub area from that version. Anyways, Lookout Tower. They're not here either, Sonic. What's the deal? I'm guessing they're asleep, considering that it's nighttime right now. Oh wow, even the screenshots too. So yeah, we did see that with Professor Pickles' assistant. The holy tree. No one's there either. Where is everybody? Are you all sleeping? There's a shop. In middle of the night and not a soul in sight. Kind of lonely, huh, Sonic? Yeah. I think they're all sleeping. That could be the case. Hey, Sonic. Isn't that the hole Tails was talking about? Where? Okay, let's go in and find out. Was that in the HD version? Oh yeah, you don't play... I keep forgetting about this, but there's no Missouri stage in the PS2 and Wii versions. It's cut completely. Why did they do that? Come on, a lot of these unnecessary changes that they're making for this, that they made for this port. That was actually one of my favorite stages in both the daytime and nighttime versions from that game. In fact, it's actually integral to the story too, but they decided to cut it for some reason. Like Empire City, for Empire City, I understand why they didn't include it, as that area and its stages were just filler. Like, you don't even fight a boss. There's no Gaia Temple that you can. There's no Gaia Temple there. So it's just kind of. So I feel like it just feels like Sonic Team just added that as an excuse to pad out playtime. So yeah, it doesn't bother me that it was that it was excluded in this version. But for in the case of Missouri / Savannah Citadel, they literally had no reason to not make a level for this area. It's stupid. Anyways, by the way,
sure to collect the contents of that vault before departing.
Sonic still does his missile punch to break the gate in order for Tails to fly inside and grab the Gaia manuscripts for Mr. Dr. Professor Pickles. Unfortunately, he does not have that move in this game, in this version. That was one of my favorite moves to pull off in the HD version, to where you hold the triangle either for a second or 4 seconds, and then he can pretty much just essentially do a One Punch Man. He can pretty much kill them One Punch Man style. Now, even though this was like 7 years before that anime was a thing, so I like to think that was kind of one of the inspirations for that anime. But yeah, it's really funny, all things considered. Man, I won't be skipping this too, since it's also a part of the story. I still wish I can skip these though, because it just gets annoying having to sit through these cutscenes on repeat playthroughs. It's pretty much just like Mega Man X5. It's pretty much just like in Mega Man X5 in the way where in that game you have to sit through every unskippable cutscene on every playthrough. I really hate it when games do that. Like the HD version allows you to skip these, but this version, I feel like they'd expect you to be more invested into the story and just never skip them once. I was kind of like that when I was a teenager, but these days whenever I revisit games, I just tend to skip cutscenes. Because I already know what the story is about and everything. So again, then again, this was during the late 2000s. So I'm guessing at that time they really thought that players would care about what happens in the story. But you know, considering the era we're in right now at this point in time, yeah, it's not really that relevant. Alrighty, so anyway, Mr. Dr. Professor Pickles just explained to us how the Gaia manuscripts work, and how Sonic needs to place the Chaos Emeralds inside the temple in order to restore the planet. Anyways, he says, "Now, where are the Gaia temples? Deciphering the Gaia manuscripts will reveal the location of the temples. The initial results of my analysis indicate there is a temple in Missouri. Eggman seeks out the same clues we do, those that lead to Gaia temples. With Dark Gaia unstable, we can get the upper hand. Off to Missouri," even though we were just there, but okay then. Alrighty. Also, there's no tornado stage in this version too. Again, I mean, I know there's people who dislike the tornado stages, but I actually didn't mind them. Now there's actually an issue with that. There's actually an issue with that in the HD version, as we're about to encounter Eggman, right? We're about to encounter Eggman in this area, and he's going to say a line that's gonna contradict what happened previously before this point in the story. "Sonic, some guy with a weird mustache is causing a panic." Wait, is that Eggman? Yep, that's Eggman. First time Chip gets to meet Eggman, by the way, in this cutscene. In this very same cutscene too. Eggman's literally harassing my hometown. Jerk.
Who are you?
Yeah, this will be the last cutscene I'll show. Just for a particular moment that I find really funny. Yeah, the rest I'm going to skip, but yeah. Okay, one more after the boss, and then we'll skip, but yeah. Poor Eggy boy. Had a rock thrown at him and being laughed at by his minion there. SA-55. Who a lot of people like to theorize that Orbots, who appears in Sonic Colors and Onwards, is the same character as this one. I don't really believe that's the case. To this day, Sega had never confirmed it. So yeah, I don't really believe that they're the same character. But Eggman just said right there, "I should have known you'd be alive. I should have known you'd still be alive, you stubborn little hedgehog." Now that line is very inconsequential, because in the HD version, he already fought against Sonic with his egg cauldron, meaning that he knows that Sonic is alive. But in this cutscene, they kind of treat it as if it never happened. It makes sense in this version, Unleashed, or I mean the PS2 and Wii versions, that there's no tornado stage. So I guess this further indicates that Eggman had not seen Sonic alive and well up to this point. But for the HD version, I feel like that was just a that was just a last minute addition to the game when it was being developed, so it's weird. Alright, so we're back in Missouri again. Oh, come on, Wii pointer don't work. My Wii pointer is not working. There we go. Alright, the hunter's home. Ooh, Kwame. Huh. This guy was one of my favorite NPCs in the HD version. Hello, my name is Kwame. We are so grateful for all your help. Even we villagers seldom go near the holy temple. Alright. And go to the shop. Hi, my name is Anna. I was so scared. I thought my heart would stop beating. Who are they? And what could they want with our simple village? He literally just said in that cutscene that he's going for. He literally just said in that cutscene that he wants to find where the Gaia Temple is. I'm not sure how you missed that. Lookout Tower. My name is Kofi. Thanks for helping us. If you need information about the temple, just ask the village elder. Alright, sure thing, bro. But yeah, a lot of these NPCs remind me so much of my uncles, cousins, and aunts. Especially some of my ancestors too, as that was something that my parents would often tell me about. Because apparently they told me that I have there's a lot of uncles and aunts that I never realized I had until until they mentioned it to me. So it's really funny.
You are the one they call Sonic. I thank you for coming to my rescue. I am Gwen, the village elder. You are both heroes for saving the village. How can we repay you? Oh, you'd like to know about the temple? Alright then. Although I do not know you, I do know that you have a good heart. How do I know? I have my ways, and you do have those tablet fragments. Push, press, push, twist. The product is complete. It came out quite well, wouldn't you say? It is called a tablet. It is called a planet tablet. This tablet is the key to open Gaia gates, the pathway to Gaia Temple. In our village is a holy shrine from ages past. It is in reality Gaia gates. Insert the tablet in the door at the Gaia gates to open the way to Gaia Temple. See guardians of planet tablets like me elsewhere and ask for their help. Thanks, old coot. This is the same old guy who didn't know what a professor is. I get he's an African, but come on, dude. It should be obvious. Anyway, more of this mandatory stuff that we have to go through that we never do in the HD version. Alright. So the only thing that Missouri does include is a boss fight. So they include a boss fight, but not the stage. Okay then. It makes no sense.
That door's glowing, Sonic. Maybe that means it'll open now.
Alright, you said that last time, dude. Like, Chip, I love you as a character, but come on, you don't need to keep interrupting me and saying the same things over and over. Jeez. I'm so glad in the HD version, Chip never freezes the screen just to tell you about what happens or what buttons you need to press to do certain moves. Thank goodness. Okay, I keep forgetting about this. Okay, there's a lot of cutscenes that I'll probably keep in, but for the rest, skipping. Alright, so Eggman just flying around in his egg beater. I bet he's still searching for the Gaia Temple, which makes sense.
Eggman!
Also, this line.
How'd you get here so quickly?
Yeah.
No matter. Your road
Eggman, you should have known he was coming. What kind of question is that? You mean to tell me that this is the man who has an IQ of 300 but can't comprehend the fact that Sonic is literally the fastest thing alive?
My new power.
Goodness.
Egg Beetle, go!
I kind of wonder. I wonder what he said in the original Japanese version, because I'd like to believe that that is a mistranslation error. So yeah. Okay. Chip just doing some random funny poses right there. He's working on it. Alrighty, on to the first boss of this game, the Egg Beat one. Oh wow, okay. I forgot the perspective is a lot different than on the PS2 version. But here we go. Let's do this. And the boss fights in this game are okay at best, but it's not as fun as the HD version. Gonna hit him 3 times? Oh, dang, okay. I think I can hit him a 3rd time there. I just missed it. Right, so I think it's the same as in the HD version. Whoa, what? Why is he running so slow? Why is Sonic running so slow? Why is Sonic running so slow? Dodge. It's even slower than the HD version, too. That is very strange. Okay, normally you would boost into him right. Normally you would boost into him right there. Oh my god, come on. There we go. Okay, yeah, the HD okay, I think the HD version of this game had way better bosses than this version. Can I get him? Okay, last hit I think, don't miss. Ooh, okay, nice. That wasn't too bad. I can't believe I pulled that off. Nice. And that's probably the only good boss of this version, I think. The others are just kind of bland and mediocre.
Same as ever.
All bark and no bite. Good stuff. All right, this will be the very last cutscene that I'll show, and then the rest I'm just I will edit them out. Yeah, one reason is because this cutscene still plays in the HD version, and this is the only time you get to hear the Gaia Gate theme.
At the Temple of Gaia?
Like, you only hear, like in that version, you only hear it for 20 seconds. You only hear it for 20 seconds in this cutscene. So yeah, that is the only time you hear it. Anyways, I'll be back once the cutscenes are over. Wow, the continent is totally back to normal, just like the prof said. Say, I forgot where you told us to go next. Let's head back to Spagonia. Will do. Alrighty, not even 2 hours in. Alright. Anyway, let's head back to Spagonia to see Mr. Dr. Professor Pickles. And I think yeah, there's a cutscene that plays here, and we run into Ames. Okay. Okay, at this point, I don't even know how many cutscenes that I'm going to edit out. Then I'm either going to edit out or leave in. Just for the integral moments here and there. Anyways, we got Ames right here, who, for some reason, cannot recognize Sonic in his Werehog form. Like, it made sense. It made sense in SA2 and 06, where he sees Shadow. Where in Sonic Adventure 2, she sees Shadow and mistakes him for Sonic. And in Sonic 06, in a cutscene where he mistakes Silver for Sonic, like in those cases they made sense because those were not Sonic at all. But here, like, I don't understand why they did Amy so dirty like that. Like, Tails was able to recognize him, but not Amy. So like, what? Like, this writing choice doesn't make any sense. And this is yet another one. This is also one of my favorite Sonic Amy moments because this actually shows that Sonic actually cares for Amy and actually acknowledges her for once. Considering how in the past games where he would always ignore her and just not think too highly of her. Because like that was especially in the case in that one episode of Sonic X where he just completely ignored Amy for no reason other than to try to race with Sam Speed, who is Chris Thorndyke's uncle. But yeah, more on that later. So anyways, okay, for some reason I was about to say Mr. Pickles. Jesus, oh my god, I got so used to calling Piccolo from Dragon Ball that. Jeez, I meant to say that for some reason Professor Pickles' lab is not available. So yay, more mandatory stuff that we have to do to progress in the game. That's lovely. Nights have been wild lately. Usually decent people act strangely. You be careful out there, especially after dark. Alright, thanks. I appreciate it, stranger. Alright, yeah, just go here. I just want to get through the game. You got a problem? I'm not how I was this afternoon. Hey kid, I don't even know you! You're getting on my nerves. Get lost, punk. Jeez, dude. Why is he just lashing out at us for no reason like that? Bro has anger issues. Welcome back, Sonic. Tails filled me in on your adventures. Oh, you saw my assistant? And he was very different? Wait, so did he have the dark guy? Did he have the purple things on his head? For some reason, that's not shown in his portrait. I'm getting the feeling that was the case there. I see. Clearly, he too has fallen prey to Dark Gaia's influence. Okay, that's what those things were. Because we saw it on the ice cream guy, and in the HD version, in my live playthrough, where it was also in effect with Gregorio's and a few other NPCs. Which, by the way, there are some extra system missions in that version that you can do, where you can get rid of Dark Gaia's influence from their minds, which for some reason was also cut for this version. God dang it. I suspect that something like this might happen to him. According to the Gaia manuscripts, Dark Gaia is empowered at night. It negatively impacts the deepest, darkest parts of the heart. I must do something immediately to assist my assistant. The data indicates several entrances to the Holy Temple. I just need a little more time to complete my research. Please make a habit of stopping by to see me. First find the temple in Spagonia, then the one in Holoska. Don't forget to come back and let us know how it's going, Sonic. You got it, sir. Yeah. Just like in the HD version, Mr. Dr. Professor Pickles is a very good teacher. As earlier, he did inform us of Dark Gaia's behavior, as well as all the people he affects to change their behavior, and the rest of the things that would happen in the Gaia manuscripts right there. But unfortunately, this so remember how I said that you have to speak to all the NPCs to progress through the game? That applies to Professor Pickle as well. And this was sort of the case in the HD version where you weren't allowed to have access to later levels unless you speak to Professor Pickle. So that was one of my least favorite things about the HD version. Because like it's especially egregious how before, like when trying to go to Adabat, for some reason the game still forces you to speak to Pickle even if you have all 120 medals to access Adabat in Eggman Land. So like how they did that makes no sense, and it's especially worse in Unleashed. Goodness gracious. Anyways, we're at Holoska now, so of course we still have to do this stuff that I've been criticizing multiple times at this point, but you guys get the idea. What a funny way to dress. Aren't you cold? But I should mind my own business. Hehe. By the way, have you seen my husband? I've been looking all over for him. Where could he be? We know who that husband is. Just in case if you guys didn't see my live playthrough on the HD version, which I played on PC. And this guy's from the HD version too. Say, aren't you that seal we ate yesterday? No, that's not it. Let me think. Okay. That guy is still weird. Yeah, let's go here. Well, visitors to our snowy land. That doesn't happen very often. Oh, you have a question? What am I doing hiding here, you ask? I'm not hiding. I just like it here. That's all. Is there anything wrong with that? Nah, I think you're lying. There's something does not add up. Something does not add up here, sir. Oh, and if you run into a woman named Sariana, please don't tell her where I am. All right. So apparently he's still a coward in this version, just like in the HD version. It's so hilarious. Oh, Marquetta. Okay, so she was one of the NPCs from the HD version. Hello there, my name's Marquetta. You can ask me anything about our village, okay? Huh? Why is there a man hiding in the lumber yard? Oh, that must be my dad. My mom is trying to get him to do something he doesn't want to do. Something scary? I don't know about that, but I know my dad's kind of a fraidy cat. Well, that just answered our question. I feel sorry for him, so don't tell my mom where he is, okay? I wouldn't want my dad to lose face with my mom. That's pretty much how parent arguments are like these days. But yeah. Oh, it's you again. Have you seen my husband? There's a sacred shrine in this village. It's been here forever and ever. Ever since the great earthquake, there have been rumors going around about the shrine. I've never seen them myself, but they say there are some spooky happenings going on. I really think it should be looked into. I thought about sending my husband, but ever since I told him about it, he's nowhere to be found. It's like he vanished into thin air. Yeah. Come on, when we met him in that area there, he's obviously making very poor excuses to not go inside the temple. Like he really is a wuss. Goodness gracious. I bet he's too scared to go and he's hiding somewhere. Pitiful. I know, right? Say, I have an idea. Do you think you can go look into it for me instead? We'll check it out. You will? Oh, thank you. In that case, you'd better take this. It might be useful to you. No need to thank me. No need to thank me. I want you to have it. I'll be looking forward to your report now. Let's go. What a nice woman. Anyways, so she gave us the Fourth Continent Sun tablet. But yeah, again, I still don't like this about this game. Like, yes, there are times where the character dialogues can be interesting, but it doesn't make this any better. Like, because again, it doesn't change the fact that these are mandatory and that you have to go through these in every playthrough. And whereas in the HD version, you can just go straight to the guide. You don't have to speak to these NPCs just to progress through that game. But yeah, I've already criticized that multiple times, so you guys know the deal. Anyways, let's move on. Oh wow. Oh, okay, I forgot. We do a tutorial mission before we start the actual stage. Ready? Let's do this right here. Go! Out.
If you press the B button or the Z button in mid-jump, you can stomp on bad guys. You can use that stomp attack to take care of any obstacles on the ground, too.
Alright, so this move I already did back in the first stage of this game. But I kind of forgot that you can you can also press the B button to do the stomp attack. Because I always use the Z button. But yeah, it was really funny right there where Chip literally interrupted Sonic as he said go. Like, come on, like, what the heck, Chip? Why would you interrupt your friend like that? Alright, so this is where we can do the actual stage. Let's do this. And this stage, I actually kind of like. This one's not too bad. Let's go on and do this. Go! Ah, dang it. At least one of the rear money didn't spin. But yeah, this stage starts off with a... I already forgot what this thing is called, but yeah, it starts off with okay, it's the sled. But yeah, we start off with the stage by riding on a sled. And interestingly, in this version, you can actually jump on the sled. You couldn't do that in the HD version. No, in the HD version, you can't jump on the sled. I meant to say, in the HD version, you cannot boost at all. But in this one, you can actually boost while on the sled. So yeah, I mean, I don't actually mind this. I don't actually mind this change. Like, I already love the HD version of this level, and the PS2/Wii version of this level is also pretty fun to go through as well. So, yeah, this is definitely one of my favorite stages in this version. I actually kind of like this one. No issues here and there. And the soundtrack for this stage is also very awesome. I love it a lot. It's literally one of my favorites. Even though I prefer the nighttime version of this theme, but this one's really great. Yeah, and it does make a lot of sense, considering this theme's tone, where Sonic is always running fast and stuff, and the fact that he will always go, woo, feeling good when he's boosting and homing attacking. So yeah, there's always some good stuff. It's kind of a shame that he doesn't say feeling good in this version. But yeah, stomp right here. Alright, there's an item back there, but I'm not gonna go for it. I have 100% of this game on the PS2. Okay, you will be seeing that near the end of the video. Yeah. Yeah. feels weird shaking the rear remote this much. This is the first time I'm doing this. It's actually the first time I'm doing this while recording. So I'm not sure how those content creators from a decade ago were able to do this. Like I have my Wii remote and nunchuck under my desk, so I don't end up hitting my microphone or my PC or monitor. But still, this already feels really hectic. Careful here. Oh. Okay, not as bad as I thought. Come on, boost. Okay, come on. Keep on boosting, shaking that rear remote. Yeah, playing this game with the remote and nunchuck is not actually that bad. It might seem like I'm doing very poorly with it, but once you get the hang of it, it's not that bad. But again, if you don't own the Wii version of this game, again, they do let you use the classic and GameCube controller. I don't recommend using the GameCube controller, only specifically for the Warhawk stages. So, yeah. But one thing that so I haven't mentioned this yet, but one thing that I don't like about the Warhawk stages is how, for some reason, it's completely different from the PS2 version. Ah, dang, we lost our S rank, so we only get 2 moon medals. But for the Warhawk levels, for some reason, it's completely different from the PS2 version, to where you actually do have to alternate between the Y and X buttons to continue the combos. Whereas in the PS2 version, if you just press one button, like say the square button, if you keep mashing the square button, the combo animations will still continue. But for the Wii version, when playing with the classic and GameCube controllers, you actually have to alternate between the 2 buttons. And one of the stupidest things that they did when with the button mapping on the GameCube controller is, for some reason, you have to use L and R to attack when it should be on the face buttons. Like, it would have been so much better if the attacks were on the B and X buttons and the Y button to occasionally grab. Like, that's such a missed opportunity. I don't understand why they did that. Or actually, no. I do remember in the when playing with the GameCube controller, you can use the X button. So, okay, so so it definitely would have made more sense if the Y button was the right-handed attack, and that the B button was the left-handed attack. That's such a missed opportunity. So that's one reason. So that's the main reason why I never played this game with the GameCube. It's the main reason why I never played this game with the GameCube controller. Jesus Christ, I cannot speak. We're nearing the end of this mission, and it's over. Sweet indeed. Yeah, this is one of the only times that I'll agree with the Sonic Unleashed fandom that's Unleashed handled the Metal system better than the HD version. But even in the HD version, I don't mind the medals being collectibles, because like the Warhawk stages make it so much. The Warhawk stages make it much more easier to grab them. But for the daytime stages, because you're moving so fast, you're never going to see a medal in plain sight, because like, you gotta give credit to Sonic Team for this, because like they managed to hide most of the most medals in very obscure areas that no normal player would think to look in. And like that's especially the case for the daytime stages. Like especially in one instance in Windmill Isle Act 1, to where you like during that section with the egg fighters that you would normally boost through, you'd actually have to stop and then take a path to the right to find an extra moon medal there. Like you're never going to know it's there unless you look. Dang it! I accidentally hit an icicle. But you're never going to know it's there unless you look up a guide or see another player do it. You see, like I remember seeing a Twitter video to where they found a sun or moon medal at a place that's pretty much almost never discovered. So yeah, you gotta give credit to Sonic Team though. I mean they did. I mean this game was in development for either 2 or 3 years. So yeah, it's very clear that they did put a lot of effort into both versions, or actually no, they mostly put a lot of effort into the HD version. For this version, it just seems that some parts of it just feels like it was kind of rushed, and it's especially obvious with the Warhawks gameplay and everything. But the HD version definitely felt more polished in comparison. Anyway, let's concentrate here. So yeah, we're playing a mission right here to where we cannot touch these icicles, because if we do, we fail the mission. So I'm gonna play it safe here. Okay, that is done. Man, there's a lot of missions. We will be getting missions like this throughout the course of the game. So yeah, I feel like this was inspired by one of Sonic and the Secret Rings' missions when going through San Oasis, the first level of that game. So yeah, that makes sense. We got another tablet fragment. Spagonia's next, right, Sonic? Well, what are we waiting for? We're going there right now, dude. No need to rush us. Alright, so head back to Spagonia. Only this time we're going to do a nighttime stage over there. And head to the village. So back over here. Okay, I feel like we could have done this stage first, but it's whatever. Alright, so I head back to Professor Pickle's assistant and see if he's better. Ugh, I still feel horrible. The professor's worried about me, but that just makes me feel worse. Nah, no need to feel worse about it, dude. We all make mistakes. So, it's always best to just learn from them and move on. You boys are certainly busy bees, aren't you? Watching you is such an inspiration to me. Here's a little something to show you my appreciation. Oh yeah, I forgot in this version, so some of these NPCs can actually give Sonic some of these NPCs can actually give Sonic secret soundtracks. So yeah, this is nice. And at least these are optional though, in comparison to finding the tablet fragments or like the Sun and Moon tablets, if you will. Anyways, you're looking for an old shrine, huh? You must mean that place on the other side of town.
Yeah, the holy shrine is that way. Honest!
Oh yeah, there have been some weird things going on in that area. Granddad gave me this charm, but I want you to have it. I shouldn't have? Why not? Just take it. I got a feeling you're gonna need it.
Bad karma. Dun 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 dun.
Okay, this girl's remind me so much of my younger cousins for some reason, as well as my niece when she was a baby. Anyways, we got the moon tablet. Alrighty. Okay, so we don't have to go to every area in order to progress, thank God. Whoa, what is that? I think that's in the HD version too, if I'm not mistaken. Probably in the entrance stage area. Yeah, we have to do some more Warhawk stuff, in which I'm not a fan of. So in the third act of the stage, oh yeah, I do want to show this off right here, by the way.
Hey, Sonic, try getting closer to that glowing spot.
So there are 3 glowing spots that we can do. So we can just go to this one. I think this one leads to Holaska. Let's see. But yeah, this is really cool. You can actually teleport from gate to gate, which is very nice. Yeah, we just transported to the Holaska Gaia Gate.
Wow, we just warped all the way to a whole different Gaia Gate.
Sonic just basically did a chaos control move right there. He just gained the ability to teleport by using those these glowing spots. I'll just go by what Chip calls them. But yeah, we're just gonna go back to Spagonia here. So I think this was the one. Come on, dude. Yeah, I don't like the Warhawks controls in this game. They really suck. Like sometimes you can even end up dashing without meaning to. Like I didn't even double tap on the analog stick or control stick, as what Chip said in those tutorial stages. Anyway, getting back to the main point right here. So we're gonna activate these temples here. I've been recording for almost 2 hours, so I got plenty of time. So I'll probably try to go up for maybe 3 hours. Because I think the longest one shot video I did was, I think, Shadow Generations, which is at the which I uploaded in the beginning of the year. Anyways, rooftop run night stage alleys of Spagonia. So yeah, so after we beat Windmill Isle Act 3, we gain access to a new move which is called the Werewolf. And I say it's a decent move, I guess, because each time you hit enemies with this move, Sonic's aura when attacking enemies will change color. So you saw right there, it just turned yellow. And I think if you hit them with I think if you hit them again with I think the fourth time, it changes to green. So yeah, I'll try to see if I can get that off in this video. So since I am playing this with motion controls, so it can be pretty difficult to do, but I will try. Yeah, I do like the fact that using the Wiimote and nunchuck for combat in this game is a lot like in Spider-Man 3, the video game, which also has its own Wii/PS2 port. So yeah. Alright, so we got these. Okay, so these are the same enemies that we saw in the HD version, and for whatever reason, I didn't even bring this up yet, but there's the aerial claw slash and spin is also not a thing in this version. Yeah, there are no oh, let me try this right here. Ah, dang. Yeah, this is a trick that I like to do. Okay, I almost got it off. Let me do this. There we go. Love doing that trick, by the way. But yeah, the aerial claw slash and spin is also absent from this game. Cause that move I would always use to get past to get through gaps. But in this version, there's no move that would allow Sonic to get across a lot of gaps. So yeah, I don't like, again, I said it before and I'll say it again. The Wii/PS2 version of the Werehog is not as fun as he is in the HD version. So I always stand by that hill. What? There we go. Trying to grab him there. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Come here, dude. I was trying to run away. Gosh. Okay, I need to do this. There we go. Okay, so now the glow on his hands turned green because I used the werewolf several times there. Oh my god. Yeah, you can see that this combat is boring as hell. It's just like the same moves over and over again. Like, come on, where's my spinning needle attack? Where's my shooting star combo? Where's my X scrambler? The double axle combo? Like, where are they in this game? Where's my command grab especially? Where you would press the circle button after performing a combo. Where are my uppercut moves? Like the show clockin' and the show hockin'. Jeez, man. How did they mess up the Werehog so bad in this version? He sucks balls. Like, I've seen a lot of people criticize the HD Werehog, but I hardly ever see people critiquing this version of the Werehog because this is one of the only times I'll agree that his gameplay sucks ass, and it's one of the only times I'll agree that his gameplay sucks ass. The HD version, the Werehog, I love. In that version, he's a lot of fun to play with. But in this game, there's literally none of that. No combo strings or anything. No cool tricks that involves him curling into a ball after grabbing ledges. Oh my god, man, they ruined the Werehog in this port. Even if you're using a controller, even if you're using the classic controller, the GameCube controller, or play on PS2, it doesn't really change the fact that it's so excruciatingly boring. This probably might sound like a hot take, but Oh, man, does he suck. Yeah, there are times where I accidentally performed the word claw move, which also has a better move in the HD version, just by a different name. I'm gonna use this. Pop. Pop. Okay, so the only good thing about the map on the bottom right corner of the screen is that you can see the enemies. You can actually see the enemies just shown as a dot. Yeah. It is weird how the HD version doesn't have the map, but even then, it's not really that hard. It's not really that hard to know where you're going. So, yeah, it's not needed, but it's nice that it's there. Yeah, so on these poles, okay, so another reason why I say that this game was designed with the motion controls in mind. So yeah, you're actually intended to move the rear mode so that Sonic will continue on swaying. But if you're using the classic GameCube or play the PS2 version, yeah, he will swing on the poles automatically. And that's also the case for the HD version. But that was done for a different reason, as you're actually scripted to swing on the poles. Yeah.
Let's hitch a ride to the other side.
Alrighty, so and that's what Chip just said. Just like in the HD version, we can grab onto the flying enemies in order to get across gaps. But you can actually do this. You actually don't need to use those blue enemies there. Right, take out these guys. It's such a shame that I can't use my... It's such a shame that's the aerial claw slash and spin and the flying double punch crush don't exist in this game. It is dumb. Man, I miss my shooting star combo so much, dude. And no command grab either. Goodness. Anyways, we are done. That was Act 1 of Rooftop. That was Act 1 of Rooftop Run Nights cleared. Nice. Okay, so we got that nice and clean S rank, and we got 3 sun medals. Let's go. Nice. Alrighty, next move we get, or okay, so we just get attack level 2. Dark Gaia's power gathers around Sonic. Sonic can now use some of Dark Gaia's power. Nice, nice, nice. Alright, so that's done. Secret Document 1. Secret Movie 4. Secret Illustration 24. Secret Illustration 79. Okay, so that's all the items that we got in this in that act. But yeah, collecting those items, I feel like these are the items that replace the Sun and Moon medals as collectibles in this game, and collecting those are required for a 100%. So I did bring this up in the finale of my livestream playthrough, but if you 100% this game, you actually unlock the Chunin cutscene. You actually unlock the exclusive Chunin cutscene, which where Sonic and Chip are fighting over the Chunin food. And it plays in Japanese, which is the best part about it. So I bet a lot of people don't know that, but yeah, that is a thing that happens. That is a thing that happens when we 100% the game. Anyways, we're on Rooftop Run Act 2. And of course, we still have to keep hearing this theme. Of course, we still have to keep hearing this theme each time these enemies come out. I love the theme on its own, but you don't need to keep playing it every time these guys show up. It is so unnecessary. Once again, I'm so glad they made the option to disable it in the recompiled port. What the heck? It stopped playing. It stopped playing, and then it immediately plays again. What? Why did they do that? It literally just stopped playing moments ago, and then when these bird enemies appear, it suddenly restarts and plays again. That doesn't even happen on the HD version either. So like, what the heck, dude? Oh, okay. This guy was literally out of bounds. Yeet. Man, it's also a shame that I can't throw. It's such a shame that I can't bash their faces together or throw them around to knock away other enemies. That's also gone in this game. Goodness gracious. I don't like this game's combat. It sucks. It's literally just the same moves. Like I don't know why they got rid of like, are you kidding me? It happened again. Jesus, this is so much worse than the HD version. It was already bad enough. Hearing it multiple times when the enemies appear, but you had to restart. You had to restart it and play it again. You had to restart it as soon as I killed all the previous enemies. Goodness gracious. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really help that the Werehog's gameplay is already pretty garbage. So yeah. It's like this, it's somehow even more overused than the HD version. I don't understand that. And that also means that we're probably not going to be hearing this theme a whole lot due to the fact that the designers apparently have a fetish for overusing this theme every time the enemies come out. It's dumb. That being said though, this wow. I had to jinx myself, did I? But yeah, that being said though, I did say in my live playthrough, but this is actually one of the best soundtracks. One of my favorite nighttime soundtracks in this game. Yes. Is it gonna play again? It just stopped. Don't do it again, game. God dang it! Oh my god. Come on, the theme was actually getting to the best part, and then this theme interrupts it. Like you just hear the da 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 every time. Like why, dude? Just why? Goodness, man. These days when I play Sonic Unleashed, I'm always gonna play Recompiled because of that. Because like, you know, turning off the Werehog theme is akin to turning off the Supersonic theme in Sonic 3 Complete. Man, oh man. Why they thought this was a good idea is beyond me. Oh yeah, that's a cool trick that you can do, by the way. I will try to use it when we get to Dragon Road, Chunan stages. Okay, now we get to hear the best part of this theme. Yeah, I love to listen to this theme for longer, but we do have to beat the stage in order to get the S rank requirement. Okay, the target time is 6 minutes. Okay. And as such, we get 3 sun medals. Stage complete. And did we get a new move? Yes, we do. Okay, so we have enough. This is the beatdown. Okay, now we unlock this move. The shockwaves emitted when you grab and pound the target into the ground will do additional damage to nearby foes. Swing both arms simultaneously while grabbing the target. So this move we actually had. This move the Werehog had right off the bat at the very start of the game. And even during that point in the first Windmill Isle stage, the game actually tells you that you can actually do the move. But in Unleashed, they made this an unlockable move. Why? I don't know. Jeez, and that's the second to last move too. Just great. Secret Movie 5, Secret Illustration 38, and another new mission. Ready? And one last rooftop run stage. Come on, pointer. There you go. This is Act 3, and I'm gonna perform a glitch right here since I don't like the Werehog stages in the Wii/PS2 version. The Great Adduct. I don't know the pronunciation of that. So yeah, so I'm gonna abuse a glitch right here. So I'm gonna make it as though this is like just gonna make it similar to what I do in my Mega Man videos. So jump right here and then. Oh shoot! Oh my god. These controls suck so much. I don't like the Warhawk in this game. Okay, so you have to jump on the fence. Oh, come on, dude. I'm trying to pull off this trick. Okay, go up higher and then do this. There we go. So if you actually stand on that spot, it will cause the gate to spawn there, in which you would have to. What the heck was that? If you actually stand on that spot after climbing up the pole, there's this huge gate that would spawn, you know, similar to the one that we saw in the Windmill Isle stages. But if you stand on the fence there, and if you stand on the fence there, like on this fence right here, it will not trigger. So yeah, this helps save a lot of time. I think the first time I learned it was from a speedrun video that I watched back when I was 14, I think. So yeah, that is a thing that you can do. So yeah, we don't have to collect those keys in order to progress, thank God. So yeah. And I don't like the Warhawk stages anyway, so of course I'm going to abuse this glitch. So if you wanna learn about that, if you wanna learn about glitches like this, watch the speedruns because they're far more useful than you think. And in my case of learning these speedrunning tricks, I either perform these either to save time or just for fun. But in this case, I want to save time, so you're not going to be seeing that gate or its keys in this stage in this video. It is not happening. So yep, this is more than a simple casual run. Okay, and we can skip this too. Unfortunately, you can't do the ledge grab trick in this game. Oh wait. Oh, I couldn't use that. Hold up. Dang. Okay, I forgot I can do this. Okay, I could just climb up there the whole time. Okay, I probably could have used this to skip the entire area. But yeah, normally this is a gate that would spawn here, but because I skipped it, you're not going to be seeing it. So yep, helps save a lot of time, but unfortunately, I am gonna get a very poor ranking here, as unlike the HD version, you're ranked based on time rather than score. There we go. Beat down move. And it's a lot slower than the HD version somehow, which is very odd. Okay, let's take them out. Oh boy, it would be cool if I had the shooting star combo or the spinning needle attack. Would have helped out a lot against those enemies.
Can I start over?
Nope, we're not starting over. I had to abuse that glitch because I don't like this stage that much anyway. So yeah, moving on. Oop. No. What is my Roomba doing? That was weird. Anyways, Secret Movie 12. Attained a tablet fragment adorned with a blue jewel. Alrighty. So yeah, got to save tons of time by performing that glitch. It always helps out. Hey Sonic, now that we have more tablet fragments, let's go see the professor. Alright, and this cutscene I will leave in as well, because it's part of the story. It's an important part of the story. As Professor Pickle's assistant, as well as all the other Spagonia people, are being affected by the purple things above their heads. And somehow, Amy just can't let go for some reason. I mean, her finger is literally touching his hand. So, is she glued to it? Is she glued to it or something? Because it doesn't make any sense. Anyways, we got these deep nightmares coming out. Carnival creeps indeed. So now we gotta take them on, and this is okay. So this is yet another weird thing about Unleashed, is that these are just a series of QuickTime events, as it just uses these character portraits. Yeah, they got very lazy. They got very lazy with this one, because at least in the HD version, there's an exclusive mission to where you can actually fight against it, but no. Here, it's just a series of QTEs.
What was I just doing?
So lazy. Anyways, we just saved everybody, including our girlfriend right here. That is still funny. The way he immediately starts
Now, was that
the way he immediately starts running off and doing Spider-Man style tricks as soon as she turns around to look at him. It's so funny every time. I think that might be a reference to Sonic CD, where after he saves her from metallic madness, he puts her down with her eyes still closed, with her hands on her face, and then he immediately runs off. But in this game, it's a lot funnier. So yeah, yet another underrated Sunny moment. Also, I find it funny how Mr. Dr. Professor Pickles was apparently watching the whole thing. Like the dude was literally hiding behind a pot. What the heck, dude? Anyways, and here we are. Okay, so for some reason Sonic just runs from Amy as soon as she sees him, and then he comes back here just to run into her. Okay, makes no sense. Sonic, even if you changed your look, you're still Sonic to me. Sorry that I didn't recognize you right away. Oh wow, okay, so here she actually apologizes, unlike on the HD version for some reason. Your quest to open the temple doors is moving apace, I see. My analysis of available data has uncovered the location of another temple. The data indicates the next temple is in Chunan. As usual, ask the people there what you need to know. Sonic, time is of the essence. You must proceed forthwith to Chunan. I'm here to help the professor. Stop by any time, Sonic. Of course, Ames being supportive as she always is. Alrighty. Chunan can now be selected. Let's do it. And I said it in my live stream playthrough, but Chunan's Hub World theme is my favorite of all the Hub World themes in this game. I even use it for my streaming will be starting soon screen. I think it was part 10 of that playthrough. But yeah, I love it so much, and it low-key kind of gives Avatar / The Legend of Korra vibes. It literally just sounds like it. And Avatar was still running during the time of this game's release, so yeah, it makes a lot of sense that they sound very similar. Yeah, I love it. I love it a lot. It's literally one of my favorites. Alright, so okay, let's go to restaurant. Hey, you can see that the map is a screenshot taken from the HD version. Alright, so this is June. Wow, okay. Literally named after the village. Also, he also has the bull haircut, similar to Namek Saga Gohan from Dragon Ball Z. So yeah, interesting stuff. My grandpa is the elder of the village. He's been gone a long time, and everyone is worried. Worrying always makes me hungry. Got anything to eat on you? Fortunately, I don't have anything to give you, and I'm also pretty hungry as well. So, yeah, I will try to stuff on some food as soon as I finish this video. Alright, return herbal shop. Ooh, it's Lynn from the HD version. Because by the way, so she's this is one of only 2 instances where you're actually required to speak to NPCs in order to progress. So yeah, because like there's this other guy named Wang who actually prevents you from accessing the entrance stage. So yeah, you're actually forced to speak to Lynn in order to progress. So yeah, it's way better than what this version does right now. Come to visit the village. Unfortunately, your timing is terrible. With the disappearance of the village elder, the village is a whirlwind of activity.
Can I be of help?
Oh ho ho, you poor fellas seem to have a talent for finding trouble. That's how I like my men. But our village elder may be in too deep. Would you kids help out and go find him? You can ask Shuafan for details.
Who is Shuafan again? I think he shows up on the Waterfall Way or something. Oh, okay, so this is where that Wang NPC would show up to stop Sonic from entering. Yeah, that's exactly the place. But for some reason, he's not in this version. It's very strange. Alright, let's go to Street Bench. This is Hualin. It must be very hard on you, traveling all over the world. Oh, I can give you this. It'd be nice to bump it to someone you know. Is this another CD? It is! Nice. Okay, so this is one of the only good things about this version's hubs is that these NPCs can give you CDs. So yeah. Thank goodness they're optional. Okay, so this is Shuafan. Everyone is so worried about the Elder. Where could he have gone? What? You'll help look for the Elder? There's a holy shrine not far from here. What do you mean, that again? I think of that one SpongeBob quote for some reason where SpongeBob just not SpongeBob. Patrick copies SpongeBob for literally no reason other than to be so stupid. I think it was the Squidward, the Unfriendly Ghost episode. I don't know why I think of that every time I see this. All I know is that we've checked everywhere else we could think of. Thanks for looking for the Elder. Oh, if you find him, give him this. I'm not sure what it is, but he asked me to hold on to it for him. I'm sure he wants it back. Really? He didn't even tell you what it is? Okay. Kind of a terrible village Elder right there. But yeah, anyways, so they just gave us the moon tablet. Alrighty, so now we can move on to the sacred shrine. What? Oh, shit. Alright, what's up? This must be the sacred shrine the villagers were talking about. We have to find the village elder. Come on, let's go in, Sonic. Alrighty. But yeah, so it's pretty much the same as in the HD version. So Sonic and Chip still have to find Zonjin, who is the village elder. So yeah, so that remains intact in this game. Alrighty. Oh yeah, by the way, so I forget, but so in this game, the only way you can grab extra lives is by going into these rooms, which are accessed by collecting a certain amount of Sun and Moon medals. But yeah, I'm not gonna do that in this video. I will show off my 100%. I will show off my 100% save file from the PS2 version. Ready? Alright, so I think I'll play up until I reach Halaska. So yeah, because we're still on the first part of this game. Because starting with Shamar, that's considered the second half of the game. So that is where I'll end things off. All right, here we go. Huh. Oh yeah. Huh. Yeah, they even included less of the Warhawk's grunts in this port. That's kind of a shame, though. Like, he doesn't even say, "Hey!" when he throws stuff, or goes, "Oh yeah!" when throwing enemies. Like, I missed that. Anyways, we got these dog enemies, in which I think are called Rexes. Not to be mistaken by that one character from Victorious, but yeah. These enemies barely try to attack you. I mean, they do. It's just they don't even try to put much effort. It's just like the same attack animations. Like, what? Goodness. Anyways, okay, so we do need to break these walls so that we can get enough of these blue orbs. Which, by the way, so I haven't even brought attention to this yet. But wow, I was trying to do the beatdown move. There we go. But yeah, I haven't brought attention to this yet, but yes, this game does have Unleashed mode. I'm surprised there wasn't a mandatory mission dedicated to it. But yeah, that's also in this game too. And unfortunately, it works very different from it works a lot different than in the HD version. To where in that version, what? There we go. In that version, Sonic is completely invincible to attacks, and I just realized after rewatching the VODs of that playthrough that even if he gets sent flying from attack, even if he gets sent flying by the Titan's ground pound attack, he still does not lose health. That's kind of very strange, because I already knew that blocking attacks from both that and the Big Mother do not cause his guard meter to deplete. So yeah, it's kind of strange. I've just never noticed that until I watched the VODs of my live playthrough when I played the HD version. When I played the HD version of this game through the unofficial PC port. Kind of strange. Maybe. Yeah, another reason why I say that this is another reason why I say that this is the first half of the game is because the first four areas have 3 acts each. So right now we're in Chunan. So the last area that will do this, or the last stage I mean that will do this, is Coolidge, which takes place in Alaska. So because all of these have 3 acts each. Shamar and Jungle Joyride and Arid Sands have 4 acts each, and Eggman Land has 5. So yeah, the more you progress through the game, the more nighttime stages that you have to go through. Yeah, it's the complete inverse of the HD version, where like there are more nighttime stages that you can go through, but all of them are optional. But in this game, just like in the menu hubs, are mandatory. So, and this is where I'll have to disagree with the Werehog detractors. I don't need to move it yet. This is one instance where I can agree with the Werehog detractors. Is that I do agree that that these stages are short, but at the same time, I do kind of wish it was just I do kind of wish they weren't too short. Like I know that the HD version stages are, you know, longer, and that's one thing that everybody criticizes. That's one thing that everybody criticizes that version about. But even then, if you you play the hot dog missions and then you speed run your way through them, you'll find that they can be beaten in like less than 20 minutes. That is if you're not abusing glitches. So again, I swear, many people just dog watt the Werehog so much. Like, yes, I know it's unnecessary. It was I know it was unnecessary. It was not needed. They didn't need to put this in the game. But it still worked out anyway. Like, just because it's unnecessary doesn't mean it's not enjoyable. Like, I get it's their opinion, but still, it's really not that deep. Like the Werehog's combat is literally, in this game is literally no different.
There's a big door over there, but how do we open it?
It's literally no different than what you would see in other fighting and beat 'em up games. Like I played Spider-Man games, and most of the Spider-Man games I play are always beat 'em ups. It's the same case for the Batman Arkham games. It's the same case for it's especially the same case for the God of War games. To this day I've never played them, but I've seen multiple playthroughs of those games, and I've seen many of these similarities those series have. I've seen many of the similarities that that series has to this game, specifically the HD version of Unleashed. But yeah, I've seen plenty of that, and they do look impressive. So I do low-key want to try those games out someday. Okay, I'm gonna do this trick right here. Come on, it's right there. I may have to stand on this lever. There we go. That helps save a lot of time. Alright, we are done.
How do you like that, huh?
I like it just fine, as when Neo Metal Sonic from IDW would say. I always loved that response to him. I always loved that response to Sonic in issue 7. But we got that nice and clean S rank, got all 3 sun medals, and the stage is complete. Alright, it's Unleashed level reach 2. I still haven't used the Unleashed mode in this game yet. But yeah, what's weird is how I did skip that cutscene. I did skip the cutscene where Tails was being cornered by those Dark Gaia minions, which includes the Titan. So in the HD version, you actually fight against the Titan in Apatos, but for some reason that cutscene still plays in this version, and you never encounter that enemy until this very level. And that's not until Act 3. So they kind of made it seem like the Titan was just. They kind of made it seem like Sonic just took out that Titan like it was nothing. And I guess it sort of makes sense. And I guess it sort of makes sense since you know, Sonic does eventually beat it, but still. Not sure why they decided. I'm not sure why they decided to include it, or at the very least, they should have included that Titan. They should have included that Titan in that stage. Here we go, and more of the annoying Werehog theme that the designers had such a fetish for. Wonderful. I love how he dizzies them at the end of the combo. Flop. Nope. Dang it. Ish. Oh gosh. Okay, I'm getting my butt kicked. Ow! Stupid wizard hitting me with his staff. Stop dodging, please. There you go. Yeah, but I don't remember them doing that in the HD version, where they would just randomly teleport to dodge your attacks. Kind of weird. Okay. Slash. Urgh. Oh yeah, I think this. Oh yeah, okay. I just remembered, but in this stage there are only 2 combat sections, so we actually get to hear the entirety of the theme. Thank God. So no more of that annoying Werehog theme to interrupt the music. Thank goodness. Yeah. Oh, what? Okay, so you're actually scripted to walk. Interesting. Ready? I guess we'll go this way, because there is an item that we can get. Okay, so you can still make the Werehog walk in this game, but it's not as simple as in the HD version. Because even if you tilt slightly on the control stick, he'll still jog anyway. So it's yet another one of the more annoying parts about his. It's yet another one of the more annoying parts about his gameplay. But if you come this way, you can grab the. Come on, there you go. We can grab that secret item there. Good stuff. Oh my god! And this game, okay, this game also has no camera control, so I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of that camera angle there, because if I wasn't careful, I would have fallen into the water there. Nice. Yeah. Okay. You don't even need to swing the rear mode up until you're close to if you're close to the platform, or to the land, or to the ground rather. Okay, I'll say this about the Werehog stages in this version. This stage is actually, I think the stage is actually one of my favorites, or I think one of my only favorites in this one. Like, the level design is actually not that bad around here. Like the platforming still sucks, and the combat still, the platforming still sucks, and the combat is still boring. But I do like the stage design, and especially right here, in which we're about to climb up this waterfall tower. Yeah, this isn't bad. And again, I'd love to see this modded in. I love to see this modded in for recompiled, but with the HD Werehog gameplay, I feel like this would be very awesome. This would be very awesome to go through these levels with those controls from that version of this game. Like that would literally be the best thing ever. I still cannot do the ledge grab trick. At the very least, for some reason, Sonic still does not curl into a ball after grabbing ledges. Why was that removed for this port? I don't know. Yeah, the graphics here just look very impressive. I mean, I'm assuming like even on the PS2 version, it still looked very impressive for its time. Like, I just love the detail around here too. That move I almost never use at this point. It's useless. I don't know why Chip called it a super duper special move. It doesn't look super duper special in the slightest. Yeah. Nice. So where you have to shake the remote and nunchuck to... You have to swing the remote and nunchuck just to make him climb up. Why can't I just hold up on the control stick? Okay, not gonna swing yet. Okay, now. Swing! Oh my god, my arms. Arms. But I still love the Wii for stuff like this, as it is to this day my favorite Nintendo console of all time, with the second being the Switch. Well, if we're talking home consoles, the Wii is my favorite home console. The Switch being my second fave. I love this theme. Oh yep, and here comes my favorite line from Chip right here, which is underrated.
That way's blocked by the fire, Sonic. It's too hot to pass through. Do the barrels next to it seem fishy to you? Maybe they've got tuna inside. Sorry.
No, you're good, Chip. You're good, Chip. That was actually a good joke. I actually talked about this in the final part of my live playthrough. But yeah, Chip just made a tuna joke. That was actually hilarious. I love that. That was actually funny. I love Chip, man. He's hilarious. He is such a hilarious character. Anyways, jump up here. It's so funny how he twirls around. It's so funny how he twirls around like a boomerang. Anyways, second and final combat section on this stage, by the way. The game actually gave us more time to listen to the full thing. Oh yeah, you can actually throw these guys in that. Dang it! Got interrupted. Goodbye. You can actually throw those guys in the bottomless pit there. That's hilarious. Oh god, okay. That's risky. I'm gonna use the weird claw if I can. Oh my gosh. That's it. Nope. Perfect. No. No, grab him, please. Goodbye. And you're out of here. Get out of here. Nice. Alright. Another boring combat section done. But thankfully, this is the end of the stage. Whoa! Whoa! Did you guys see that? This actually leads to the very next stage that we're about to do. Yeah, so like I've playing this game for the past 16 years, and up until 2013, where I decided to go for a 100%, I've actually noticed that some of these levels are actually one big stage. They just separated them into different acts. And apparently I got from one of my chatters. I think it was the second part of my live playthrough. I don't remember who mentioned it, but that's also the same case in the HD version. And then I actually noticed it myself in part 9 of my live playthrough when we did the DLC stage for Dragon Road, where for one of the ones where the first one that we did in that very same stream actually take place after the original stage from the main game. So yeah. So they apparently did this for both versions of Unleashed. That's rather impressive. Ow! Alrighty, Act 3, Path to Darkness. But yeah, we literally saw a small glimpse of this stage after the previous one. It's just blocked by a bridge. You thought you were slick, Sonic Team. Oh wow, I love the details and aesthetics and graphics. Wow, you can literally see the whole thing, and the way those clouds are moving in the background. Jeez. I wonder what those designers were thinking in that room when they were developing these levels. It looks so impressive. And I really wish the spinning needle attack was in this game. Like that would have had me travel much more further than that stupid Weird Claw move. But if you actually enter this house right here, it will cause those enemies to spawn. Hey, thank goodness we can skip it.
What's this weird switch? Think it operates something somewhere?
I think it might have something to do with this bridge. So let's see. Yep, it does. Nice. Let's see. Put it down a little like this. Okay. Because there is an item down there, so I am going to grab it. So yeah, we walk under here and grab this baby. Nice. So yeah, I bet you don't know that. I bet you don't know that's there. The game even tells you that. The game even tells you this too. Because one of the collectibles that you get in this game are secret documents. And whoa, we got fan bots. What? Goodbye. Man, we don't actually have to fight these guys, but we can still throw them down there. Goodbye. But you can also do that in the HD version too. But I never do it in the HD version because in that version the enemies would drop the chaos orbs, the little yellow diamond things, which you do need to upgrade Sonic's abilities in both his base and Werehog forms. But yeah, they are also absent in this game. Instead they're actually replaced by the Dark Gaia Force, which you do need to get Werehog Sonic fully leveled up. For some reason, base form Sonic does not get any upgrades. It's only the Werehog that does. It's kind of strange. Okay, so that's another item that we just got right there. I'm glad we get to hear the entirety of this theme without it being interrupted by the annoying Werehog music. Alright, so once again, we need to blow out these. We need to blow out this fire with these water barrels. Okay, so it's a good thing that's unchanged from the HD version. Oh man, and the aerial claw slash and spin would have been helpful here too, because I wouldn't have had to grab that second pull. Jump, double jump. Also, I'm not a fan of his animations either. They're pretty. They just look. Like his animations just look so unfinished. And it's a lot more worse in the PS2 version too. Like he doesn't even have a new animation for when he double jumps. Like it's just the same animation. I'm pretty bad with motion controls. Get out of here. Oh yeah, I feel like that last part of the right-handed combo move is literally the animations taken from his donkey kick combo from the HD version, where you would press the triangle button twice and then the square button thrice. I'm just now noticing that. But that still doesn't mean the animations in this version are unfinished, because it literally looks like it. It's just as unfinished as the animations in and the Wii / PS2 port of Spider-Man 3. Yeah. The funny thing, that game actually came out 1 year before this game, because Spider-Man 3 also had two different versions. That were developed similar to this game. So yeah, pretty funny. So we gotta be careful not to die here because there are bottomless pits. Definitely gonna play it safe. Let's do the thing again. I'll make sure these guys don't try to hit us. Yes. And goodbye. Okay, so the only good thing about the Wear Hammer is that it causes knockback to enemies, in which you can actually use to send them into bottomless pits, which is pretty funny. Okay, I'm gonna dodge when he shoots. Move. Yes. Hurry. And goodbye. Ooh. Playing it safe right now. Okay, go this way to get some more Dark Gaia Force from these enemies. gosh. I'm not gonna try to dodge roll a whole lot. I'll just stick to guarding. There you go. Will I make this? I can't make it. Perfect. And here is the Titan, who we've already seen in the cutscene where he was, where he had Tails cornered, but he never shows up until this very stage. So now we're gonna activate the Unleash mode. Dang it! Interrupted me. Oh come on, dude! Stop interrupting me. Jeez. I tried to pull out that cool move. I think you have to swing both. You have to swing both arms up to get off the that multi-punch move. For some reason, they call that the Were Rush. I guess it makes sense since it's a multi-punch move. I guess it's a lot like the Unleashed Knuckle Sandwich move in the HD version. I don't know. I wonder why. I really wonder why they they took the names for some of the moves from the HD version and put it as new ones in this game. Like, I don't get it. Because in the HD version, the Were Rush normally has Sonic doing his claw move, which would send enemies flying and can stun them. So what the heck? Either way, attack level up. Dark Gaia's power gathers around Sonic. Oh, okay. And a little error right there. They forgot to put the spacing between the period and Sonic's name. What the heck? Anyways, Sonic can now use more of Dark Gaia's power. Good stuff. I'm guessing it's definitely a good thing that Eggman accidentally gave Sonic Dark Gaia's powers. So yeah. It's still funny how Eggman's own tactics get used against him, as we do see later on in the game, but we're not seeing that in this video. There's Zanjin, has his eyes open for some reason. Kind of looks like he's dead. Jeez, but anyways, ooh, there is the Dark Gaia Phoenix. Alright, let's do this. Alright, almost 3 hours in. I think I'm almost 3 hours in. Okay, on second thought, I think this is where I'll end the one shot, because I did want to showcase Alaska. That's fine. Anyways, up against the Dark Gaia, full Enix here, and I think this is probably the only Werehog fight that I like in this version. All the other ones, not a fan. Alright, so pretty much the same attacks as in the HD version. He fires his feather things that will home in on you. So we do have to dash to get away from them. And also, like in the HD version, we can use his weakness is the water barrels, which will dissipate the fire on him. And now it gives us enough time to wail on him. A quick time event. There we go. Okay. Although it's the same animations from the HD version, but much more faster and also rushed. Yeah, that's not as cool as it is in the HD version. Oh, nice. Okay, so that does have invincibility frames. So I'll definitely use that to my advantage. Where is he gonna go? Yeah, I hate that you have to hold the button to continue holding on to stuff. It's not like that in the HD version either. Yeah, I think I'll probably end up after this since it's been almost 3 hours. I don't intend on making this a super long video. Okay, so that's one hit. Thank God these water barrels respawn. But nice. That's freaking good. Yeah, the Werehog's model and animations look so unfinished in this port. I don't know if it's just me. we have to do this one more time. But this fight is still better in the HD version. Because I love the idea that they did for that version. To where like it's a 3-phase boss fight, and then there are these and after you hit Phoenix enough times, that's when the QTE triggers. And I love how during that's where Sonic actually punches him in the balls, which is pretty funny. So yeah, it's hilarious. But yeah, overall, this fight's okay, but the HD version is still better. Yeah, it's one of the only ones that I like, and it's one of the only. Actually, no, I think it's the only Werehog boss fight that I like in Unleashed. But all the others, like Dark Moray, the Dark Guardian, and the Egg Dragoon, are all pretty mediocre. Alright, shake. Alrighty. And yeah, this starts to get old the more you see it. It's over. Yeah, it's not as cool as it is in the HD version. He doesn't even howl. Like he doesn't even go "Awoo!" and slam his fists together. He doesn't even say so. Wait, what is it? Yeah, he doesn't even say. Strike 3, monster. That's enough out of you. Goodness. I don't like this version of the Werehog. Yeah. I said I was gonna showcase Alaska, but nah. Yeah, this is already a super long video anyway, so I might as well stop right here. It's already almost 3 hours. Wait, what? Wait. This is how it happens? Like, there's no cutscene to where Sonic and Chip save him? It's just this dialogue box? Why? Okay. At this point, I'm not gonna question it anymore. But anyways, we just saved Zanjan. How can I thank you? You will always have my deepest gratitude. I came to look onto the I came in on the holy shrine, but somehow it seems like I lost consciousness. I am Zanjan, the village elder. Thank you so much for coming to my aid. What's this? You wish to know about the Gaia Temple? Allow me to explain. Yeah, I'm gonna skip through this. We already know what this does. And if you actually, so he gave us the planet tablet. So if you actually go into that door in the Gaia gates, you actually refight against the Dark Gaia Phoenix again. So yeah, so thank God that's not required for a 100%. So yeah, kinda pointless. Okay, so I'll be back after this is done. Okay, I'm leaving this cutscene in because there's one thing about this cutscene that I actually forgot to bring up in my live playthrough. Boop. I love that. The Dark Gaia Phoenix is back to normal.
The beast woke up. It appears he's come back to his senses.
I see. I'll bet your job is to Chaos Emerald Temple.
By the way, if you actually pause at that frame before Chip hits Sonic in the back of the head, you can see that Chip actually did that on purpose, so it was not an accident. So yeah. The reason I know about that is because somebody on Twitter tweeted that. So yeah, it's actually way more hilarious than it was initially. So long. Alrighty, but yeah, we've already seen this, so moving on here. Professor Pickle may have found a new destination for you by now. Sonic, let's go visit him at his laboratory in Spagonia. Of course, Tails being supportive as he always is. Glad he's always here for us to help us travel on his tornado. Alrighty, so we're already 3 hours in, so yeah, we're gonna speak to Mr. Dr. Professor Pickles one last time in this video. But yeah, this is still a super long game, so it doesn't matter which version of Unleashed you're playing. So yeah. Alright, so let's speak to him one last time here and see what he has to say. Oh my, the Dark Gaia Phoenix has appeared? Events are unfolding just as they are outlined in the Gaia manuscripts. Very interesting. Additional study of the Gaia manuscripts has yielded new information. Spagonia and Chunan are your next destinations. You will need to consult the local populace for further details. Alright, Sonic, time is of the essence. Do pick up the pace. Yes, sir. Anyways, so that's all I'm going to show for this playthrough of the Wii version of Sonic Unleashed. So I'm going to switch to the PS2 version to show off my 100% save file. So yeah, anyways, I will be right back. Alrighty, so I've just booted up the PS2 version of this game. My most preferred version of the two SD games, which by the way stands for Standard Definition. So this is the version that I grew up with as a kid when I was a 3rd grader back in 2009, a year after this game came out. So gonna activate my 100% save file where I acquired all 103 Sun Medals and all 71 Moon Medals. So let's do this. Yeah, I do know that the PS2 version has crappier graphics, and yeah, you're already saying it. Yeah, it has much more crappier graphics. I can't even see the stars that would normally appear on the Wii version. And that it has longer load times in addition to the memory card saving screens. But in spite of that, I still enjoy playing this version, and it has way better controls this time. And thank God, I don't have to use motion controls this time around. But yep, you can see right here, I have completed every single. I've completed every single stage and mission in this game. So yep, so this is the save file that I've had since 2013. 12 years ago. And in these past 12 years, I have never lost it once. So it's a very good thing that this memory card that I have this save data on has this save file. So yep, this was the very first Sonic game that I ever beat 100%. I can't believe I did all of this as a 13-year-old. But yeah, I have unlocked all the artworks here. So I think there's like 96 of them, I think. But yeah, good stuff. Oh yeah, and we also get to hear this part of the theme too. So some of the behind the scenes stuff. There was one I missed there. That's Eggman Land. Oh, okay, we got that as well. Okay, I think I missed it. Okay, I'm trying to find the Professor Pickle lab. Oh, okay, it was right here. Yeah, it's right there. Professor Pickle's lab, which is also in the HD version, by the way. So, pretty good stuff. And then we also get to see artworks of the characters, or the NPCs rather. So I guess we'll take a quick look at them. Yeah, I'm not gonna go over all of them in this video, but yeah, just to show that these exist. Wow, Eric is literally sitting on nothing, giving me callbacks to that one SpongeBob episode. So it's nice that this is in the game. Some good stuff. I wonder what would have looked like if these characters were animated in 2D. It would have been like the coolest thing ever. And some of these characters look like they come from a Disney cartoon or movie. And this track especially sounds like something that you would hear from a Disney movie. Yeah, figured I'd show. Okay, I guess I'll just show these last few. So we got that character. We got Mr. Dr. Professor Pickle's assistant, and Mr. Dr. Professor Pickles himself. It's really weird how he can. It's really weird how he has the eyebrows covering his eyes, yet he can still see. It's very strange. And of course I've also unlocked all the soundtracks in this game, which you would normally gain after talking to NPCs in the menu hubs. So yeah, I already got all of them. We also got all of the cuts, or I also got every unlockable cutscene in this game. So the rest of these you can actually find through the secret items in the Gaia gates. Well, and in which unlocking them require gathering a significant amount of sun and moon medals in order to unlock. And that's where you can find the rest of these movie tapes, including this one right here. But yeah, I'll bring attention to that one later. And we also have this right here. So yep, so they actually give you have documents where they actually give you tips and they actually give you tips on how to perform moves like this one, for example, as well as the secret item, as well as the locations of some secret items. Unfortunately, they don't tell you exactly where all of them are. So unfortunately, you would still have to look up a guide in order to find where they all are. Yeah, so here for example, this one says the power of the Were Rush, which again, the HD version already had a move called the Were Rush, and it was actually a way better move than whatever this is. Even though I do know what this is. Okay, I'm gonna shut up now. As Sonic grows, he'll learn the Were Rush skill. Entering extra commands mid-dash will mean extra hits. Plus, the Werehog strength makes this a killer. So, yeah. But it's an alright move. I think that's a move that you can only perform while in Unleashed mode. Okay, that's weird. And we'll look at this one. Running faster. Beating baddies by day racks up action change and fills the boost gauge, but there are times where it's quicker to avoid fights. If you're in full-on boost, you just speed on by. Okay, yeah. That you can do in the HD version as well. Okay, figured I'd just show all this. Oh, guard cancel, what? They actually mentioned guard cancel before it was even a thing in Dragon Ball FighterZ, which came out a decade after this game. Damn, Sonic Team. They actually predicted Dragon Ball FighterZ. Anyways, one of Sonic the Werehog's hidden abilities is the guard cancel. Guard while in mid-action to cancel that action. Perfect for reacting to changes in the battlefield. Oh wow, okay, so I actually forgot they tell you about this. This is something that you can do in the HD version as well. Where if you read your opponent's attacks, you can react by guarding before they get a chance to land their hit. Yeah. Earning EXP as the Werehog. Get strong faster. Knife foes keep getting stronger, and Sonic needs to keep up if he hopes to win. Pots and other objects can contain orbs, so remember to smash all you can. Yep, I already did that earlier. I've already been doing that all throughout this video. Anything else interesting to look at? Unleash mode. Okay, so they do tell you about the Unleash mode. Unleash mode is the Werehog's ace in the hole, and it can save Sonic's hide. It's not free, but you can pound foes and pots to refill that gauge. Okay, that's not a very useful tip, as we've already seen what it can do at this point. Okay, and the Gaia gates. We can take a look at this one. Gaia gates exist around the world, blocking the way to the temples from all who are unworthy of passing through the doors. Guardians await inside the test of Brave, which is something that Jari Thur from Holaska is incapable of doing for some reason. Weird. Oh yeah, so this is where they actually tell you about the secret items. So yep, this one I did do in the early in this video. This one I did do earlier in the video. I forgot to bring it up. Yeah, that's in the beginning of that stage there. There's also one that I learned from this tip right here, if I could find it. Yeah, I think they mentioned it here. Yep, they actually mentioned it here. So that's how I knew it was there. Alrighty. And Dark Gaia Cauldron, which is Act 5 of Eggman Land. Yeah, but covering the hidden rocks in Sonic's final testing ground will require a vigilant eye from the start. Yeah, that is a thing that you can find there. And also before I end off right here, I'm gonna show my overall status. So browse secret documents. No, not this one. Shoot. Okay. I'm supposed to push R1. Oh my god, I'm dumb. Okay. Go right here. Jeez, I don't know. How did I mess that up? Okay, so here is the overall status menu. And oh yeah, which actually uses the Professor Pickles laboratory theme from the HD version. So not a bad choice for this one. Not a bad choice for this right here. So yep, I have completed every stage. I have S ranked every stage. I even did all of the extra. I even did all of the extra missions, which are also required for 100%. Yeah, so they have even the Warhawk also has special missions which are not a part of the main game. So it's got missions like find the treasure, to where you have to find these silver coin things, all that stuff. Oh, and it even has a not break an object mission, just like in the daytime ones. Is that good stuff? And there's another one. Yeah, okay, so the PS2 and Wii versions also have their own version of the enemy rush missions. But again, this game's combat is still boring as hell. Like, even if you're using a regular controller, it's just not that fun. Yeah. Just showing all this right here. Reach the goal ring without getting hit. I haven't played that one in ages. It's been so long. Like I said, I have beaten this game 100% 12 years ago. So it's been a while since I've revisited some of these. Yeah, figured I'd show that off right there. Alrighty, and I'm gonna play through one stage and then show the cutscene. So we're gonna go to Adabat, which is down here. So I'm just gonna play this stage since this is the not the main level, but one of the extra missions. So it's this one. So this one right here is the very last mission in this game you unlock during your 100% playthrough. And there's also a secret item that you can get here, which I already have at this point, because this is a very old save file from a decade ago. So figure I'm gonna show this off right here. Let's go. Good. Now it feels so good using an actual controller now. I don't really care how bad the graphics are. I will always enjoy playing this version over the Wii version. But overall, as a package, the HD version I would recommend playing if you ever want to get into Sonic Unleashed, as the PC version of this game is now out. Even though Sega had no involvement with it, which is something that they should have considered during this game's 17-year lifespan. Okay. It's always Sega just letting them do it's always Sega letting the fans do the work for them. Wow, look at this right here. I really wonder why they didn't make this an actual stage. Like, why is it just relegated to a mission? Jeez. It is crazy. Piece of cake indeed. So by beating that mission, we unlock the very last item, which is the cutscene of Sonic and Chip and Chunan. And the best thing about it is that it's in Japanese. So we're going to take a quick look at it, and we will end off the video. But yeah, the load times are definitely significantly longer than on the Wii version. But what makes up for this version is the better control scheme. At least in my opinion, anyway. Yeah, we're going to head back in here so we can have access to the movies. Okay, right here. So yep, this is what you unlock if you 100% this game. So we're going to take a quick look at it, and then we will end off. I always love that. Like the way Chip gulps up that last Chunan food as he goes, "Oh!" It's so funny. But yeah, I figured I'd show that off right there. Since, just to prove that I am not delusional. Ready? I'll have this playing in the background. Actually, no. I'll just leave it as is. But anyways, guys, that is it for my one-shot video on Sonic Unleashed, the PS2 and Wii versions of this game. As I said in the beginning, the PS2 version of this game was the first version of this game that I played back when I was 9 years old. I never got to play the Xbox 360 version until 2018, when the game was about to reach its 10-year anniversary. And upon playing that, I enjoyed that one a lot more than this version. It has the superior Werehog in terms of platforming and combats and pretty much everything else. The day stages, some I like, others I dislike. So I think this version does handle the day stages a tad bit better, just by a little. Yeah, so that's pretty much it for me. So my next video is going to be my review of the IDW Sonic Annual 2019. I initially planned to have it out by the last week of November, but I was not able to because I've been pretty busy and have been spending time with family during the Thanksgiving holidays. But yeah, I will try to see if I can have it out by this month. But yeah. Yeah, anyway, that's pretty much it for me. So, hope you guys are having a wonderful day, night, evening, depending on which time zone you're in. And I will see you all in my next video. So, peace out, take care, and stay safe.